Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Michael Petrow. I'm also incredibly sick right now, so we're going to make this short and sweet so I can go back to bed and continue watching some of my favorite Christmas movies. On the show this week for you, ladies and gentlemen, we have Emily Angela Clark without any Ian Bawa and myself sitting down for a real talk. It's the start of our Christmas programming this month, so be prepared. We're going to hit you with some Christmas cheer all the way to New Year's Eve. On the show this week, you have got best needle drop in a Christmas movie. What song fits that scene just perfectly? If you could turn any movie into an advent calendar, what would it be, and what would you offer in said advent calendar? And who is your Grinch? Is your Grinch Boris Karloff? Is your Grinch Jim Carrey? Is your Grinch Benedict Cabbage Patch? Cumberbatch, whatever the fuck we call him. Who's your Grinch and how do you like it served to you? Plus a weekly watch list that includes such things as Survivor, White Lotus, Killer Sally. Tons of stuff have been watched over the last couple of weeks with us. So that's who's on the show. That's what's on the show for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. The only announcement I have for you is the same one I had last week, December 16th, live from Wee Johnny's. We are doing a live recording plus stand-up December 16th, 8 p.m. at 177 McDermott in the Exchange in Winnipeg. Doors open at 8, so get there right fast because we have limited reservations. If you want to find out more about that, you can DM us, Real Debaters Pod, REEL, on Instagram. Slide into our DMs and ask any question you want. Show goes on at 9. We'll have Milan Haransky and Sarah Jane opening up with some stand-up. And then right after that, we're going to give you 3 rounds of the Secret Santa debate. It's one of our favorites. It's a yearly staple. We act as if we've got to shop for our favorite movie characters. What are we buying? Why are we buying it? And why is it the best gift ever? So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to spread a lot of cheer. If you've ever been to one of these shows in the last couple of years, you know that we encourage audience participation. We want you to call us out. We want you to argue with us. We want you to come up with your own idea because it's going to be on the show. We're going to release it. Your ideas, your opinions. We can put it out into the world because we like a rising tide lifts all ships. So we like your opinion. We like our opinion. Let's put it together and see what happens and what kind of night we can put on. So, again, December 16th, 8 p.m., doors open, 9 p.m., show starts. Wee Johnny's, $10 at the door. It'll be pretty fun. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to have one of your friends be like, if you checked out these fucking idiots from the Real Debaters, they're a blast to laugh at. And that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to amuse you because we are Winnipeg's second best podcast thanks to the Uniter 30 this year, 2022. Winnipeg's second best podcast. We love the first best podcast, which is Witch Police Radio. Go check them out if you're into independent music and the thriving music scene that we have here in Manitoba. Sam is a great guy. Sam, we're coming for you next year, buddy. We're going to take out the king. So December 16th, see you there or be square. We hope to see you there because we want to meet our fans. We want to see who's listening to the show in Winnipeg. So great time to meet us. Come down. Charles will be there. I'll be there. Emily will be there. And we'll have a special guest on stage with us as well, too. I have nothing else for you, ladies and gentlemen. So I give you the first real talk of the Christmas holidays. I give you Ian. I give you me. And I give you Angela. Emily Angela Clark, for that matter. So cue that reel, and you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
What's the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real Debaters Podcast. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the place that asks that lovely question, what happens when real life meets real life? You are in for a Christmas treat with myself, Michael Petrow, who's sitting next to me.
I'm Ian Bawa.
And across the room,
Ian Bua. Just kidding. I'm Emily Clark.
I want to call you Ian Bua now.
Emphasis on the boo. Bua.
Bua. Hooah. Right? Get Al Pacino to say it. Emily, Ian Bua. I can never get enough of Scent of a Woman. I'm sorry. That line, those hooah. Hooah. Right? I don't know what you're talking about here, son.
Chris O'Donnell.
Right?
Isn't it? Yeah, it is.
There's like, what's the one he did with Renee Zellweger where there was like 1,000 brides and it was just him and he was afraid of getting married?
This is Chris O'Donnell.
This is a Chris
Yeah,
O'Donnell
I know what you're
comedy.
talking about. I've seen it. I don't
Yeah,
remember it, though.
Not Runaway Bride.
Not Runaway Bride. I've seen this movie.
You know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
remember.
about? Like,
yeah, I do.
That, whatever show he's been doing recently, Hawaii Five-0.
Hawaii Five-0.
And Batman. Those are the only Chris O'Donnell credits.
Three Musketeers.
Okay, my bad. Yep.
With Kiefer Sutherland.
Fair enough.
Is Chris O'Donnell like Dano from Hawaii Five-0? Is that who that is?
I think so.
I think so.
Like the
He's in the
blonde guy?
remake.
He's Chris O'Donnell.
He's Chris O'Donnell. Donald or Donald?
He's the guy who had nipples on his costume too in Batman Forever.
Chris
And
O'Donnell
Batman
had
and
some
Robin.
nips.
Yes, sorry, Batman and Robin. Yeah. Well, introduced in Forever, but yeah, he's carried through.
I'm sure there's another Chris O'Donnell movie.
I'm sure there's tons.
Yeah.
But those are the immediate.
Yeah,
frontal
no.
lobe.
It's Batman Forever for me. It's like and Batman and Robin, but everything else is like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. He had his light.
He has
Anyways,
his moment.
there's a Chris O'Donnell moment for you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to A Real Talk this week. It's Christmas time. At least we're pretending it's Christmas time because it's still November, but whatever. It's Christmas time on the show. So this is a Real Talk centered around Christmas topics, Christmas ideas, Christmas feelings. We are going to talk to you about our favorite needle drops in a Christmas film. So, like that moment where the music kicks in and it just totally complements the fucking scene. We're also going to review Grinch 3 Ways. I figure we'll talk about it like a Top Chef episode. I'll have my Grinch 3 Ways. I'll have it original, so unencumbered.
Deconstructed.
This is a Grinch foam. This is a Grinch sous vide.
Yeah.
So original Grinch from, what is it, the 70s?
Yeah, the
is that what
Boris,
it
the
is?
Boris Karloff,
Yeah.
60s or 70s?
60s or 70s.
You're a mean one,
Exactly.
Mr. Grinch. So we'll figure out if we like our original, if we like our Jim Carrey, or if we like our Benedict Cabbage Patch versions. Maybe we'll meet in the middle. Maybe we won't.
Penny back. Yeah.
And then finally, if you could take any movie and turn it into an advent calendar. Give us a couple days of your advent calendar. Is it a Christmas Day gift? Is it December 12th? What fucking day out of that advent calendar? Because we're all fed up with chocolate oranges, chocolate calendars. We want...
Please speak for yourself. I love chocolate.
Really?
I love chocolate. I love calendars. I love Christmas. There's nothing bad about advent calendars at all. There's a cheese advent calendar.
There's
There's
a
a
wine-
dog advent calendar.
Okay, what happens in a dog advent
Just
calendar?
dog treats.
You get so
Oh,
many
okay.
dogs. Okay, so the two best advent calendars I've ever had, though, have been cheese and wine, like you said. But I'm a lactose intolerant alcoholic, so I can't actually have cheese and I can't have wine. Well, I can, but I might join a band or like something. End up on a tour bus in like
break
Latvia.
my washroom.
Yeah. So
It's funny because like if you do like the math of like how much cheese or wine you're getting, it's not like
but it's
Smart.
but you also get the fun. You know?
yeah of opening a thing.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's I know what fun is. I've read about it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This thing fun. That's
Yeah,
new,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It's a band.
Yeah. It was gone for 2 years.
That's
they,
right, yeah.
they spell it PHUN.
Yeah. Fun and fat.
Fun and fat.
So that's what's on the show for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's step off this mortal plane and go into the world of fake and make-believe and playtime. I'll go last because you guys have, Ian, it's been forever because you're a busy fucking filmmaker and you're ripping your pec.
I ripped my pec muscle.
You ripped your pec muscle. And everybody on TikTok got to see it. It was unfortunate that you didn't make Comic-Con, but
I had surgery.
I totally understand. Like, dude, like...
I've had a bad few weeks.
we were walking around, we were moving, like you would not have had a good time. You would have been very uncomfortable.
Probably.
So, and to the 47 people that showed up, we love you for it.
Don't be silly. There's like at least 48.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, I round up at work, not outside of work. I'm a dude. I'm always rounding up. If you're over 18, you'll get that joke. Yeah, exactly. 7.2 inches of people.
Which is basically 8.
So, it's been a minute. Same with you. So I'll wait because I'm always here and I can talk about shit forever. So, eeny, meeny, miny, Ian, boo-wah. You go first.
That's me. Well, ironically, since we decided to leave the plane of reality, I will tell you that I watched a lot of reality TV this week.
Dancing with the
reality
Stars finale?
I did not. You know what? I haven't been watching Dancing with the Stars, but
Damn it.
as we know, I love Survivor, and so Survivor's on right now, so I watched some Survivor. But also a favorite of mine, The Great British Bake Off.
I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah, so Great British Bake Off is on, and so I also watched that, which is just absolutely a delightful show, and it was the finale, so I not only did I get to see it, I get to see who won.
Who's the host of this one? Do they change it every year?
It's like Noel Fielding and Matt. What's he called there? He was,
I was just asking to show I'm interested. I don't know these people.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they British?
He's a British comedian. He's like very, very white, like almost albino. He was
almost too privileged.
Very, very much colonizer. No, I'm just kidding. He was on Doctor Who at one point. I can't.
Okay.
Everyone's on Doctor
Well, literally everyone who lives in England.
Stupid.
I even have a credit on Who,
Yeah. Do you?
and I've never been to England.
I
No,
love
I'm
it.
kidding.
I
I
bet
wish
you
I
do.
wish I
Paid
had
for it. Yeah.
I wish I stood next to a TARDIS.
Exterminate. But yeah, no, they were both really good. So Survivor's still only like halfway through, which is
We're watching
awesome,
it too.
'cause Many,
What
many
what
episodes.
island are they on?
Same
They're-
one.
The one that Survivor owns now.
Do they own an island?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
I didn't
Dude,
know
you
that.
didn't. Okay.
In like Fiji.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. They
Yeah.
own an island.
Yeah.
So
It stopped being a TV show and definitely started becoming a science experiment when they bought the island.
oh, so it's not
basically
like.
just Lost now.
So what do they call each season then?
Survivor.
They're just Survivor. Like there's
They
usually,
don't call it like the Outback.
Well,
like-
they no.
Iteration 47.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They used it for a while. It was like Survivor Blood and Water or like
Yeah, 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 that's what I'm
Survivor
saying.
like David and Goliath or
Yeah.
whatever. This season's just Survivor.
Yeah. It's Survivor coming off of 2 years of a pandemic because they filmed 2 a year, so it takes a year to get
Oh,
like.
right.
So they're a year and a half behind essentially.
Right.
But they also filmed one back to back, right? The last two.
Yeah,
were-
this is the
this
second of
is
the
the
back to back.
And do they still have
Same
like
format, right?
immunity idols?
Yep.
I remember in the newer ones they had like if you find the secret idol.
There's definitely fancy ones now. Like
Right.
there's one that's called the knowledge is power advantage. And so if you play the knowledge is power advantage and you ask a person, like if I think that you have a immunity idol and I say like, Ian, do you have a hidden immunity idol? You can't lie about it. You have to say yes. And not only that, you have to give it to me. And so that's had some really fun effects of like people.
That's so lame.
Oh no, but you think so? Except it's resulted in people handing off their idols to other people to like trick the
There's
person.
a huge
who's
bait
playing.
and switch that happens
Yeah.
that day.
And then like somebody goes home with like an idol in their pocket because like I think you're gonna ask me, so I give it to Mike, and then you ask me, I say no, I don't have it, and then we vote Mike out because we know that like he's got my idol in his pocket, so I lose my.
It's a fucking giant game
Yeah,
of hot potato.
it's
at that
crazy.
point.
That's so weird.
It's been really fun.
I'm sure it's fun. Like again, like the last time I watched Survivor, I think I did it like with the group where everyone halves their people. I just like I used to be a huge Survivor fan. I'm hey man, Richard Hatch. Remember
We all can't go the distance, man. It's fine. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. It's just like it's so much show.
It's never ends. But anyway, so the point is, this week I did not stray far from reality unless you tried. Oh, and then also speaking of which, I on the reality track, I also watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Is it the
Like, do you
season
feel your brain
finale?
rotting?
You know what? I don't watch television to get smarter. I watch television to enjoy my time, and I spent quite a lot of time trying to like pretend I didn't like reality TV or to like uphold my street cred or something as a pop culture aficionado, and that's just bullshit. I love reality TV.
I'll co-sign that.
I love it.
I was the same way. I turned my nose up at it, and then slowly but surely, the cooking shows. It's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
Right?
They're easy.
Yeah.
I'm not like
You watch Chopped one time,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you're like watching 24/7 live feeds
Yeah.
on Big Brother.
it's the
Yeah, I'm
it's the
watching Love is
games.
Blind, and I'm like, how did I fucking
Yeah.
get here?
Too hot to handle. So
Do you
good.
want to handle? Yeah, The Circle.
The Circle?
You think you're going to turn it off because you're like, man, I really got to go to bed. And you're like,
I watched
"Wait,
the first
what?"
season of The Circle because COVID, and I remember that
Because I love how you fucking ended that.
because it was
'Cause of
COVID.
COVID.
It was COVID. There's nothing else to do.
No, I know, but you probably wouldn't have.
I
Outside
probably
of
wouldn't
COVID.
have. No, but there was like the
Blame COVID.
characters in it were like pretty funny.
That's
like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a reason that reality TV is so popular. It's cheap to produce, right, as opposed to scripted TV, even though it's definitely to some degree scripted. And it's
Thank you for admitting that.
you know, I don't really notice it until I am not in my right mind. You know, like when
Yeah.
it makes it like when you like take an edible or like smoke a bunch of weed or something, and it really makes your ability to buy into the I don't know, the reality of it a lot more
Sure, yeah,
difficult.
Yeah.
And then, so I've actually had to turn off Bachelor in Paradise. I had to turn it off because I was like, I'm not enjoying this, and I love this show, but I'm like not believing this love story right now. And I'm like, so I had to
Isn't
turn
it-
it off and
is-
come back to it.
Season finale tonight?
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
sure is. Well, that's okay. I steal my
t-
television, so I have to watch it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm watching Survivor with you. Like, not with you, but like we're watching
It's
the
like,
same
did
season.
you like, in my house? Because that's like, you could just ask.
Bootlegging.
under the sink is getting a little cramped. Bad Wi-Fi too. No, are you finding this season a little like these people don't know what the fuck they're doing?
I feel like this season is
Toddlers
there
with idols.
I feel like it's very congenial, like there's not a lot of, they don't do a lot of outward gameplay, but there have been a lot of blind sides, which is kind of fun.
Which is because of the inability to stick through. Like I'm not going to try to name the names of the cast right now, but last week's episode with the dude with the long goatee,
Oh yeah.
Jafar.
Exactly. He's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, he did. I don't know exactly who you're talking about. The old guy, right?
Yeah, the old guy.
Yeah.
Who had like he's losing. If I remember correctly, he lost his shit a little too quickly and started like these are. It just seems that these people are playing by their emotions and not
And then like
by
Jesse and what's his name pulled him in. Jesse and Chris pulled him in.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think Jesse's playing a really good game. I'm really excited about
Jesse.
that.
Is he the 19-year-old kid?
No, that's Sammy.
Sammy.
And Sammy is really good. But don't tell anyone he's 19. Remember, he lied.
Oh, that's right. He didn't. Sorry, he's not
23
he's not
or something.
19 yet.
Was he like lying to everyone?
Yeah.
But he's
or
the biggest
because-
fucking 19-year-old ever.
Yeah, he's really good though. He seems to be really mature.
Is Jeff Probst still hosting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, how old is that guy?
The exact same age as he was when he started.
He looks-
Whatever
he doesn't
that age
age,
is.
I know.
No.
He's on that-
He made that sweet deal.
They bought the Fijian Islands so that they can do their like blood transfers, I think, from the youths on the show.
Damn.
What day do you think Keanu Reeves shows up to do that?
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about
I
non-aging
don't know, man. Like,
Hollywood.
because like when I watched the whatever Matrix 4, I was like, you notice it there, where like, oh yeah, he's aged.
Yeah, but that's like 48 years apart from the original.
Yeah, still. I was like,
You're like, oh look, you might be 2 or 3 years older.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like Survivor.
Technology's not infallible, Ian.
I think Survivor is experiencing what COVID did to every production. It modified something, and people aren't finding their groove. And I don't know. I want to get back to like, let's get beyond how hard it was to make, because this is one of the hardest shows to make during a pandemic.
You know what? They could do less like tricks. You know, like
I guess yeah.
you could go back to season 1 or season like 2 Survivor, where
27.
it's just like where there's just people and there's immunity idols,
Yeah.
and that's it. And there's not all these other like, you know,
It's like the New England Patriots
things and-
playbook. There's 70 fucking
Yeah.
versions of one play.
Yeah, and then it's just like it's just down and dirty, like last out play, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Back to ones, back to roots.
Sounds pretty boring. Okay.
Well, no, like, and I mean,
Survivor 3, Back to the Hood.
well,
in space.
Tales from the Island.
Yeah.
And they're not doing Ponderosa anymore, I don't think, which was fun. Like when I learned about I came to Ponderosa late. So Ponderosa is like Big Brother, where like there's the after the show stuff,
Yeah.
the online stuff that's kind of edgy, where everyone's hooking up and stuff. Like it's the
they like show that.
you can get it. It's
Oh,
not,
you can pay for it.
I don't know if you pay for it, but you can get it on the website.
You
Is
used to
it-
be able to. It was like how Big Brother has like Big
Yeah,
Brother
live
After
cam.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there nudes?
No, it's just like
then why the
it's,
fuck
it-
would I want to watch
It's
it?
like your secondary plot lines.
Yeah, it's stuff that doesn't make the
that's-
show that you're like, if you're really into it, you just get another plot
Sounds
line.
Which
like
whoever is
boring.
listening that produces reality TV, by the way,
Mark Burnett.
yeah, Mark Burnett,
Mark
that's
Burnett,
true.
the only person.
They're like showmances are never secondary plot lines. Like I don't know why you would ever choose to cut that out, but like I want to know about people's like lurid on-screen romances more than I want to know about anything else. Like if your
Yeah.
show is just about that and like you forgot about the $1 million, I'd be fine with it. If you're like,
Yeah.
I'll let you have sex and let you have a shower after if you have sex on Survivor. Like it'll be like a reward. Like that's how much I want to see relationships.
You want to
happen
see this played out
under
in immunity.
these kind of pressure
You
situations.
two have the right to fucking shower after. That's what's up for reward.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Whoever
It's too hot
wants
to
to-
handle. That's basically
it's
too
basically too hot to
Yeah,
handle.
that
Except
is.
the opposite. We want them to not fuck.
Yeah,
in the
but they
in the shower.
but they get
Yeah.
to shower all the time.
but they get to shower a lot.
Okay, all right. Hang on here. You're on Survivor. It's like day.
9.
It's a lot of days after your last shower, and you're in a position in life where hooking up is not a problem. You're single, right? Do you hook up on Survivor Island fully knowing that you haven't, doused your undercarriage at all in say
There's
9
a
days?
beach. What are you
Yeah,
talking
There's
about?
a beach. There's salt water. Let's not pretend that that's going to clean the nitty gritty
It's
shit.
gonna clean the
Okay.
nitty-gritty.
You can,
100,000%. Actually, I have already said many times that my plan of attack for any reality TV show, if I ever make myself on one, is showmance. You get that showmance and you're protected. Like, sorry, Dan, I'm coming home with $1 million. I'm finding myself a man or woman, let's be honest.
so
someone,
you're Demi and he's Woody.
someone-
in this scenario.
yeah.
This is a decent
Someone-
proposal. on
Someone who's
Survivor.
going to protect me, and they're going to be so in love with me, they're going to do stupid game shit. They're like throw away their game to protect mine, and it's like thanks. And that's how I win $1
But
million.
you know that they never work long term.
It's
They
true.
they
I
work
don't-
for like
They will cut you.
I don't
because
need
they
to-
know that you're forming an alliance that's on another level.
Oh,
It's
you mean like other
unbreakable.
people
Yeah.
will get in the way? That's true. So
I like-
maybe what I need is several showmances.
You just need to fuck everybody and not let any of them find out you're fucking them all, and then everybody's in your pocket. Just fuck to win.
In my pocket? I don't think that's how sex works.
No, I mean metaphorically speaking, they're in your vagina, but in your pocket. Sorry, let me bring up the chart here. Right here, there's vagina. Yeah, no, okay. I'm glad you think that because it's just getting too mechanical.
Yeah,
I think, and I mean, without digging into like examples and going long on the show, it's still the same great Survivor. It's still a science experiment. Still fun to watch people fuck each other over, and then. I like watching the editing because I'm like, oh, I know they're editing that way. That person's going home. And me and Shauna are more right than we are wrong.
Yes, where you see someone on screen a whole bunch and you're like, oh man, they've got this person's backstory and they've had like we're trying to fill their like allotted, preset television time. You can tell like they haven't had their like you've got guaranteed 20 minutes or something of time and they haven't had it yet or whatever. So
yeah.
They're filling it there.
Okay. Any fake stuff or just all real stuff this week?
I mean, like
it's fine. I'm just like
fake stuff here and there, like scattered throughout. I actually started the last season of Dead to Me on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Christina Applegate.
Yeah, Christina Applegate. Which
what's her face from ER?
Yeah. What's her face from ER?
Also, Hawkeye's wife.
Hawkeye's wife. Velma
Freaks
from
and Geeks.
Scooby-Doo.
Velma from
Geeks.
Scooby. Yeah.
Yeah, so really good. I love the
Linda
first two
Cardellini.
seasons. That's it, Linda Cardellini.
You're welcome.
Point Ian.
She so the first episode, like the last two seasons, I found.
What's the premise for a listener?
So Dead to Me, oh my goodness. The first season, basically the premise is there's a mom and her husband dies and she gets involved with this woman in a weird sort of friendship kind of way. And it turns out their lives are
like
like
a support group.
that's right. In a support group for, I forgot about that part. But yeah, in a support group for people who've lost their husbands or their partners and their lives get intertwined in these like weird, crazy ways and all sorts of like violence and murder and drugs and sex, and it's lots of fun. The first two seasons I started watching, I couldn't stop. This last season I watched the first episode and a half, and not that I didn't enjoy it, I just I had other stuff to do, whereas last time this show trumped other stuff to do. So
right.
I don't know, I can't say for sure how the season's
Third season statistically suck in shows.
But
it is the last season.
Yeah, it's the final season.
It's even worse.
And you know what? Christina Applegate, I think in real life is sick. I think she has MS. Yeah. And so she's been one of my favorite actors
She'd kill her
for my whole life. Yeah,
she's
she's
great.
amazing. So I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm definitely enjoy the first couple episodes. I was just too busy watching people
not fuck.
fall in love on Bachelor in Paradise.
Before we leave you, do you believe, in fact, all of us, do we believe that love can be found in such a microcosm, in such a videoed format like Big Brother, like whatever show where you're trying to find it? Can you find it? Really?
Yeah. It's like summer camp relationships on steroids. You remember going to summer camp and you were there for a week and you met this person and you're just like, oh my God, I love them so much and this is my summer camp boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah, the intensity.
Yeah, the intensity because it's all them all the time for a week straight. So it's like that, but in Big Brother or Bachelor or Bachelorette, Bachelor
Except
in
no
Paradise.
food.
Yeah, and it's all them all the time. And then, do I think that relationships translate from that outside in the real world? Often, no. But certainly, it's a really strong
good for
pressure.
The time.
Yeah, and it's a pressure cooker way to get to know somebody. So it's not impossible. And I think that the split you see out of those shows from like showmances to real world romances is a pretty good indication of how often it works, which is probably like.
But they're contractually obligated to stay together for a year.
No, because there's definitely people who are married, right?
Yeah.
From Big Brother and from Bachelor.
Okay.
But it's not often. Like of all the. That's easily hundreds and hundreds of couples that have come across Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. I can think of, I could probably not even list 10 that are still married right now.
Got it. You can, I can't, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
How many Walk of Fames on the Hollywood Boulevard do you give Dead to Me? Because she just got her star.
She did just get her star. Yeah. I'm going to give Dead to Me 5.
Okay.
Because season 1 and season 2 were so good. And I haven't watched enough of season 3 to give it a fair.
Okay.
So wait, sorry, is it 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5 Walk of Fame stars.
5 out of 5. All right, cool. We change this each week. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 5. I don't.
5
whatever.
out of 2.
5 out of 2. Divide it to the power of
17.
3.14.
It's actually really good. So
3.333 repeating.
I've heard only positive things.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, and you are over the age of 18 and don't mind swearing a lot, then you should definitely see
Fuck yeah.
I like Linda Cardellini a lot.
She is not only beautiful, but a very, very, very good actor. And her character in this show is so eminently lovable and flawed and frustrating, and it's great.
I watched her in a show with Kyle, not McLaughlin, Kyle from Friday Night Lights, please. Kyle.
I know you're talking about Chandler.
Kyle Chandler, thank
Chandler.
you. Yeah, Godzilla, Kyle Chandler. There was a show with him and Ben Mendelsohn and her and Sissy Spacek on Netflix. I never remember the name.
I don't know this show.
Okay, I need to look this up for a minute. But the point
Weekend edition. No kidding.
Linda, you said Linda Cardinelli, right? Yeah.
Cardellini.
Okay, perfect. I love
Cardellini?
Google.
Tortellini?
I don't remember.
Linguini.
There's so many. So many eyes.
Okay, so IMDb here. Anyways, it's 4 seasons. She plays a lawyer in a family who owns a resort in the Keys in Florida, and a dark brother comes back into the fold and fucks up everything for this family.
I started watching that.
I don't know
Legacy.
what that is.
Not Legacy. It's something like Legacy. Hang on here.
Legend.
No, Bloodline.
Bloodline. That's
Oh,
I started
I've
watching
heard
it and then I
that.
didn't keep going.
Watch the fuck out of
okay.
it.
God damn it,
Watch
there's so
the
many
fuck
shows.
out of it. It's so good. And she's awesome in it because she's on the cusp of like hooking up and getting married and her life's perfect. And then this fucking crazy death happens. I don't want to ruin it for you. And it spirals everybody out of control. And it's these 4 family members trying to keep shit together while lying to each other and hiding shit. And the cops get involved. And it is slow burn and just a build
Nice.
of tension. So anyways, yeah,
Loved
Linda
it.
Cardinelli's awesome. Before we move on to Ian, let's make some room for what's a Christmas movie that you watch every year that you absolutely love, and we'll talk about that for a second, and then let everyone know out there that maybe they too should watch it if they haven't.
I can't imagine a single person in the world hasn't seen this movie, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That is the be-all and end-all of Christmas movies as far as I'm concerned. It's funny. It is heartwarming. It is rewatchable to the nth degree. It's quotable. It's everything. And I probably watched it too young. My kids probably have watched it too young. But it just is like it's Christmas in a nutshell for me and my family.
It's the worst version of Christmas, but not in your life at
Yeah.
that time.
the best worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just I don't know, so funny, and everything about it, from like Uncle Eddie to like the next door neighbors, and you know the overexcited like dad who just wants everything to be perfect, and it's just such a
Just wants that pool.
just wants the pool, wants the biggest like Griswold Christmas tree. You know, it's the grandma who wraps up her cat, like all of it.
yeah.
He's
It's
drunk as fuck.
all so good. Yeah.
It is. It's Chevy Chase. Obviously perfect. Like, I mean, asshole, but perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking comedy.
Perfect
actor.
comedy. Yeah.
Jelly is a Christmas bonus. I mean, every time a bonus happens at work, I'm like, I wonder if this would be Jelly. How upset would I? How Clark would I go? A great fucking pick.
Jelly of the month.
Yeah,
Club.
great fucking pick. How many deep Griswold pools out of 10 do you give?
Out of
Christmas
10,
Story?
I would give Christmas Vacation like 9 high-rise underpants with no line out of 10. I can't. Or you know what? Maybe even 10. I can't think of a way that it could be any better. Honestly.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that movie as much as I should.
It was a staple for my childhood, and I don't watch it that much anymore. I dip back to other shit. But and speaking of, Ian.
Speaking of other shit.
Other shit. Ian, you have the floor, sir. I'll close this out here. So
Well,
you said movies, right? You were
I have,
watching movies?
but actually on the reality TV front,
oh God, you're a crack addict too.
Yeah.
I started watching Dancing with the Stars one night and then just got hooked in because it was on
Because
Disney
it's on
Plus.
Disney now.
It's on Disney
And
Plus.
have you gone back to the beginning?
No, I've just watched. I watched the
Okay.
latest
Who
season.
can watch? That's like 872
No,
seasons.
I
You're not
can't
gonna.
do that.
Bruno watches it every time they record, so
No.
somebody can.
Len's leaving the show.
Yeah,
He
Len's
left.
retiring.
way.
He
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
So I last night was the season finale.
Who was dancing for their
the
life?
final 4 was Wayne Brady, Charlie D'Amelio. Is that how you say it?
Punch a
from
bitch, Wayne
TikTok?
Brady?
Yeah, Wayne Brady. Is it punch or
Me-
choke?
Choke a bitch.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
Sorry.
Charlie.
Wrong way to assault a woman in a joke. My bad. Did
Uh,
you say Mila Jovovich?
No, Charlie D'Amelio or D'Amelio.
Where did I get Mila from?
From TikTok? I don't know. I have no idea. And then Gabby from Bachelorette.
Like Rachel and Gabby?
I guess so. I have no
Cool.
idea. I was like,
I thought
Did
that.
they produce a
I thought
lesbian couple one year?
No. There
Oh.
were two girls on at the same time, and it was
Oh.
like I thought that they were told they have to stop using Bachelorette contestants because like Bachelor Nation is too much.
She's
Are
part
they
of
going to go under like a antitrust
contract?
lawsuit?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
too much.
just 2 seasons in a row, a Bachelor alum won. And
Oh, I didn't know
dancing
that.
the
with
voting.
the voting, yeah,
pool.
because
Right,
the
because
voting
they're
pool,
so big.
because Bachelor Nation is
well,
so huge.
That's
yeah.
kind of the issue. Like you can well, to be fair.
To be fair.
like okay, get it? Like can I spoil it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I think so.
Please don't.
Charlie won, the TikTok star who has like 140 million TikTok followers.
Unfair.
Okay, yeah.
Unfair.
And then like Gabby came in second, but to be fair, they were the two strongest dancers.
Okay,
Charlie should have won, and she did win.
Okay, then my response to that is the show then doubles down on training those people so they don't look like they won being idiots on the floor.
I think it's like also has like they were also out of the 4, they were the 2 youngest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
Younger demographics voting. So
no,
they got,
but I also maybe.
But also,
I was
it's
Who's
probably
Wayne Brady?
easier to dance when you're younger. Like if
Yeah.
someone threw me into a professional dance environment right now and was like, "Good luck." I mean, my back hurts.
what, you can't foxtrot off the fucking bench?
My back hurts just sitting here.
Like,
They are
Dude,
really crappy chairs.
Alfonso. I don't
Ribeiro?
know. No, Alfonso from
Carlton?
Carlton.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Is that his last name?
Yeah.
Okay. He's co-hosting the show with Tyra Banks, but he was on and he won the show a while back.
Oh, no way.
So I actually YouTubed it because apparently he was super good.
Yeah, he was.
And-
I remember
And
hearing
I
this.
YouTubed a bunch of his stuff because they did a bunch of like the Carlton dances and like the da, da,
It's not
da,
unusual.
da, da. Like they did a bunch of his dances as part of the show, and he's so good. And he's like in his 50s, so like I think the age might not be a factor. I think this season maybe. Wayne was probably like he came in third and he was third best in the show.
He does have a theater background.
Yeah,
He does.
seems
And
like
the
that, like,
final
dance.
4 was like this drag queen. I don't really know who she is, but yeah. Otherwise, it was super fun to watch. It was something to do on a Monday night. I don't have a lot of TV I've been watching lately besides this and White Lotus, the new season, which I'm like, it's been fun.
I'm gonna follow
yeah,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
whatever
You can. I
Okay.
wasn't gonna touch.
Are you
really White
feeling
Lotus.
like a dance expert now? Whenever I watch Dancing with the Stars, I'll watch a dance and I'll be like, that Venetian waltz was just like not quite perfect on the
It wasn't
back
toe
step."
heel, toe
Yeah.
heel.
It's funny because I think what it is because I'm not a dance expert. If it's fun to watch, it's good, and I think that's like my mental like idea
Sure.
of like whether it's good or not. And half the time,
Am I
you can tell right away.
entertained?
Am I entertained?
Yeah.
And like that's the thing where I'm like, she's the best because she's like clearly
Entertaining.
entertaining. Like I can watch hours of her dancing if I like really wanted to. And yeah, I don't know. My family was really big into dance growing up, like movies like Dirty Dancing, like Swing Kids, all these like certain movies. So like I was raised in this like weird kind of dance realm, but was never like in dance. So
Did somebody put baby in a corner?
yeah, maybe. I was like, I'm not a dancer otherwise though, but yeah, watching that. Otherwise, I've seen pretty much every new movie this last week.
Well,
I-
fucking award season starting, so
that's
I
the
imagine
thing.
that
So I'm
you're,
like, I'm
you're
fucking
chewing
going
through.
hard.
I'm
and,
gonna be watching movies on Saturday. What should I
Yeah, what'd you watch this week?
Well, this
keep
week-
in mind my state of mind will be slightly altered, so I don't nothing.
She's eating
super,
cheese this week.
Nothing super serious.
I just got my tickets for Knives Out 2.
Ooh,
for
a
tomorrow.
glass onion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's out tomorrow for a week because they're only doing a week theater run before it hits Netflix. So I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Is that the minimum now to get nominated?
I don't fucking know.
I thought 30 days.
Like,
Oh no, they own
I
their
think
own.
they're just doing it for people like us who like the theater.
Also, I don't think Knives Out is going to get nominated for.
No,
like,
and
an
maybe
Academy
a
Award or
screenplay
something.
at
Maybe,
most.
yeah,
It's-
or
Maybe-
like costume or something.
Yeah. Like,
or the costume that Batista isn't wearing. I've seen some of the clips.
oh yeah,
I can't.
yeah, totally.
Now, okay, admit it. Right, this game isn't just for specific segments. I haven't seen the first one,
oh, it's not a big. I don't think
fun.
that's like it's. Fine.
and I love a murder
really like-
mystery.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I honestly am like, it's a fun movie, but it's not anything I'd be like, go out and see right away. But I get, like, it has its fans. Like, I'm not really
Yeah.
super hyped to see the one tomorrow, but
You going with Ryan?
I have to go. Yeah, I'm going with Ryan. Yeah, he got tickets. I was like, yeah, great, let's do it. Otherwise, I watched The Menu.
Talk to me about this. I want to see this movie so bad.
It's Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya or Anna?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya?
Anya, whatever.
It is what it is.
Nicholas Holt and a bunch of other John Leguizamo. And basically, it's about a group of well-to-do, wealthy people. They go to a restaurant, a very fancy restaurant where Ray Fiennes is the chef, and they find out they're in like kind of a horror movie, essentially.
Nice.
And the restaurant doubles as like a front for
like
this
that's
fucking
I'm
horrific
trying
eating
not to
experience.
spoil too
Okay.
much, but like that's essentially like.
What
the
did you
short
enjoy
version.
it?
It's a very fun, digestible movie, no pun intended. But it's very like it's just a, you don't get a lot of good thrillers that just kind of like hit its beats and like plays and good acting at the same time. I love Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes is just like can do no
Voldemort!
wrong. Yeah, like he's and again he's playing essentially the leader of this restaurant. He's so fun to watch being evil,
Yes,
like
chef.
which is
Yeah.
kind of his thing
Yes,
these days.
chef.
Cooking shows, like cooking movies, cooking shows are always fun to watch. It's just like watching. I don't know if you guys have watched The Bear at all, but yeah, The Bear is like.
I know how to drink out of a deli cup. I've watched The Bear.
Yeah, like The Bear is just like a really fun show. Watching food things and like it has all these good. Anya Taylor-Joy is just again a fantastic actor. Nicholas Hoult is so good.
Well, he's Beast, right?
He's
in,
Beast.
In the
he's
X-Men.
he's the husband in The Great, which he's kind of playing the similar character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the boy in About a Boy.
Yes, that's.
And
What'd you do? I was a boy.
Yeah.
With Hugh Grant. It's about me.
But yeah, very good movie. I also watched She Said, which is
The Harvey Weinstein.
the Harvey Weinstein
story.
film about the two journalists that who followed the Harvey Weinstein story to the point where they posted posted it on New York Times.
That is the only situation where I am 100% okay with takedown journalism, when you're literally taking down a fucking devil.
It's a very interesting.
How does Hollywood, sorry to cut you off,
No,
how
no,
does
go ahead.
Hollywood tell a story about itself while making a movie about
Yeah,
it?
it's a little bit eating the snake. It's a
Good metaphor.
it's you know what? I'll be honest. The movie itself is okay, but it's an important movie in a sense. Because
Yes,
it's an
no,
important story.
I'm just curious how they approached it, really.
It's not great filmmaking. I think it comes down to directing, and it's just.
Does it have a spotlight feel?
No, because Spotlight's good. This is an interesting story, but it doesn't and it tells it. And it's you're more there because we all know how evil this guy was. It's pretty relevant still.
Is this for they're putting it on the record so they made a movie about it?
I don't know.
their
It's
way?
based on a book. I just think they show every aspect of journalism, which is almost mind numbing. There's a scene where a guy goes doubles, click, back, space, click. Like they do a scene like that.
Artsy.
It's not even trying to be artsy. I think they're trying to show how tedious they are. And I started laughing.
How much? Okay, because the general person who knows the story probably isn't going to call much shit out. But for the Harvey Weinstein lover, they're going to be like, did they do their fucking diligence?
I don't know.
Maybe,
yeah,
is that why they're showing it?
Again, I think it's a directing thing where I'm like, man, this movie should have been a half hour shorter. It's fine though,
Okay.
It's worth watching for how important.
I've watched every doc about him since it's come out because I'm just like, okay, how did you I get that you all need to save your careers,
right?
And this is going to be one of those things like when the Kennedy fucking Zapruder film comes out, and we're all like, there was a fucking third gunman.
Right.
We're all going to find out 100 years from now that everybody knew because they'll all be dead and gone.
Well, they definitely again too. There's so many allegations that they have to pick and choose which ones they want to play on. And I don't think this is a spoiler, but Ashley Judd's in the film and she plays herself. So.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's kind of
Good for
interesting
her.
in that
Yeah,
sense. But
I want to see it. I was curious if they would glamorize it, not glamorize the nature and the topics, but budget it up, right? Or just be as cold and boring as you can because they just want the subject matter to speak for itself.
Man, I think it's neither. I think it's a very journalistic movie. And it's just kind of plays those beats as a journalistic movie. I think there's flaws because they play the beats to a point where it's a little too boring at times. It's not, and it's a really interesting story. They could have done something. I think Spotlight.
But then you'll have some film critic being like, was this true? Was that true? So if it's as boring as it is, it's as truthful because it's not trumped up to
Probably, maybe, yeah. They do some things like reenactments and stuff with some of the
cruise ship
victims.
killers.
Kind of, yeah.
I know my killer.
Yeah, all the mini.
What's up, Farpoint?
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It didn't hit for me but like again, I think it's an important movie in a sense, an important like story they need to tell. I just wish it was a bit better and not as dry sometimes. So yeah.
Well, and imagine too, like financing that film, getting people to touch it that didn't want to, like that maybe. I
don't know. I wonder the situation now. I don't know what the climate is in Hollywood for that because it's out.
Balmy 31, I think today.
but like
nice.
because like I was listening to a podcast that was talking about this film.
What podcast?
It. I think it was like one of the NPR.
You listen to
pop
other
culture.
podcasts?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good.
Do you know that I don't even listen to our show once I'm done editing it because I've listened to it 70 fucking times?
That's fair. I do listen to it when like I'm on.
Oh, I do too. I listen so that I know where to cut
right.
shit. Listener, yeah, here's our behind the scenes shit. I know. I listen to edit. I don't listen to be like, oh, that was funny, but sometimes it's funny. Go on.
No, but they were talking about like how this, despite it being like was a thing that got outed eventually. Everyone in Hollywood knew about it, and that there were jokes during award shows. Like Jimmy Kimmel said like a joke about like Harvey Weinstein, and like people in the audience laughed, but like people at home were like,
someone asked Courtney Love give advice to an up and coming actress in Hollywood, and she was like, "Don't go to a hotel room with Harvey Weinstein."
Yeah, like shit like that. Like it was all everyone knew about it, but like it wasn't like
just no one could do anything about it.
No one could do anything about
it.
It was it's like I'd say again too. The first two acts of the film is very good. It's just how it ends is like kind of dry. It kind of just teeters down where they're like,
I feel like that is pretty indicative of like what actually happened though. Like,
oh, I thought you were trying to come at me.
No,
okay,
no, what? No, I mean like
I'm so scared of talking ill of this movie.
What,
you have no idea how careful.
No. I get it. I totally get it because it's such a sensitive topic, and to those who've experienced it, triggering, and to shit on the film would be to shit on the topic. But no,
exactly.
You're not shitting on the topic. You're shitting on how the film was made.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I think there's something to that. Like we came at this like hot and heavy, ready to ready to
Pun
fight,
intended?
ready to like burn it all down, and then like what actually happened, like really.
Yeah.
Things went back to fairly.
Things went back to normal.
Yeah.
Like fucking what's his name? Let me jack off in front of you.
Louis
C.K.
Yeah.
is like back in action entirely, isn't he? Like nominated for an Emmy or something.
T.J. Miller.
Yeah, like come on.
What's his face from that '70s show? Danny Masterson.
Oh, is he?
He's going through.
I don't even know.
He's going
anymore.
through a twofer. It's sexual assault and Scientology.
Right? And so we talk about cancel culture, but it's not cancel culture. It's just like mute for a little
Pause.
while culture. Yeah, and then like you just
What's
come
the
right
other
back.
guy? He was in Call Me by Your Name and
Army Hammer.
Army Hammer.
I watched
Army
that
Hammer.
documentary
I watched
about
that
him.
documentary too.
I was fucked up.
That's insane.
I was so fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't realize his family were like insanely rich, and he comes from like
They're part of the
super low.
patriarchy,
Yeah,
as the kids say these days.
but like he has like
Yeah.
secret Instagrams account, and like it was kind of crazy.
And like his dad died today, actually.
Oh really?
Today?
Like, yeah, like it was on TMZ, so credible. And like his dad died, but his great grandfather started the Arm & Hammer oil company.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
That's
is
what it
why there's a hammer in the logo, and like
Wait, his name is Army Hammer, but he's the
His
the
great-grandfather-
heir of Arm and Hammer.
no Armand Hammer, not Arm and Hammer.
Oh, okay.
Who's on first?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about like the baking soda.
know.
No. No,
I'm
I'm not talking. I'm not telling you how to clean your fridge.
Yeah.
It was Armand.
He's a billionaire from being a
I was
baking.
just like, I have that
I'm a
tooth.
baking
I
powder
have that
for baking soda.
toothpaste.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know what baking powder's used to cut with, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like making hand over fist. Columbia, they buy all the baking powder you can fucking imagine. No, his grandfather's name was Armand Hammer, and he's named after his grandfather,
Roger that.
Army. So, but the Armand oil empire is like he's oil money, old oil money,
Right.
like one of three oil companies, kind of oil
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Call
he's
me.
yeah.
No, you don't.
No.
want
No.
Dude's never acting again.
Do you
Put it
like
that way.
bite marks? Because he'll take.
For
it's-
oil company money, maybe.
And you know what? Like he's in like very interesting movies. Like Call Me by Your Name is very good. Like he's good in that.
Yeah, Zorro.
He's Zorro. Yeah. Well, what's that?
He's the
no,
Winklevi.
You're thinking of Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Well, yes, I am. Sorry, Antonio Banderas.
But no, there was another movie he did with not Harvey. Superman.
Oh,
Henry
Cavill.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie movie.
The
Very
Man
good
from
movie.
Uncle.
Man from Uncle. Very good movie.
Based on a TV show originally.
Based on a TV show with Kate Bosworth as well, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Whatever. Army Hammer.
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. It's funny. I wouldn't say it's a tradition of watching it, but I do enjoy it, and I usually end up catching it at some point during Christmas. A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Peter Billingsley.
I love
it's-
that.
it's
Apparently,
just-
there's a new one.
there's
He's
a
making
sequel
a
on
sequel.
HBO
Crave.
Max.
It's on Crave right now.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I tried
he goes
to
back
watch
to the family
it.
home. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
Oh, sorry. I tried to watch I watched the first 5 minutes, and I kind of was like, "This is ruining what's something special already." And I turned it off.
That is a prime example of it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. I think the first one is just like ahead of its time.
It's a major award for Gile.
Yeah, like exactly. Like there's just like really such fun. It's one of those films that it's not. I don't laugh out loud when I watch it, but it's so funny. Like I describe Flight of the
so
Conchord funny, where it's just like when you think about the lines like fragile,
You
know,
just giggle.
Oh,
from
fudge.
Italy. Yeah, you know, like oh fudge, but I didn't say fudge. Like you know,
Yeah.
the little
Skip
brother.
right to the triple dog dare.
Yeah.
My eye.
Yeah. The little brother like can't like move his arms down or
Yeah,
whatever.
every
and
time
he's
every time I put on a snowsuit, I'm just like that kid from Christmas Story.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
just little things like that, and even stylistically, it looks very cool.
Yeah.
for the aesthetic of the 70s.
It does. It fits. It's like every grandparent's home.
Yeah, it's just and there's something. It's,
Wood paneling.
I think if you're like thinking middle class, it showcases it so well.
Working family.
Yeah,
2.5 kids.
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah.
The dogs.
the dogs. Yeah,
The dogs. Chinese restaurant at Christmas time. I mean, that's the cherry on the sundae for me.
Yeah.
Like when everything goes to shit and what's open on Christmas Day.
The Chinese restaurant.
I
Yeah.
think also like I'm a sucker for good voiceover. Like
and
The narration.
The
Yeah.
narration, you know?
Yeah, the narration's really good, and the like pump action, Red Rider, BB gun,
Yeah.
like there's so many just like quintessential
little
Yeah.
things.
moments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, cool. How many
Leg lamps.
leg lamps out of 10? How many fragiles do you get?
Probably a good
Major
9.
awards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a good 9.
All right, I'll close this off. So for my weekly, I've been just addicted to White Lotus, and I hate
Season 2 or both?
Season 2.
Okay.
Season 2. Mike Wright drives me nuts. The writer.
Yep.
He was a Survivor contestant, by the way.
Was
When
he?
Yeah, he
Oh.
played Survivor.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he did a season of Survivor, and I think that kind of like
was he on the he was the David and Goliath one? He was in the,
Yes.
he was on the the
he was the TV writer.
the TV writer. He's like, is that the guy who's in School of Rock for
Yep.
2 seconds? Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
right.
100%.
Mr. Schneebly.
Yeah.
100%. So White Lotus season 2, we're in Italy. We have the same dynamic. Did you see the first one, Emily?
I did not. I
Okay.
haven't seen it at
And,
all
Alright.
and
yet.
you know why season 1 happened? Like he wrote a film for COVID, essentially.
Oh,
Yeah, like that's why he was like, "Oh, this is like the COVID show I could probably get made." So put everyone on an island, one location.
easy place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
one location, super confined.
Yeah.
So it's for listener, it's the same as season 1. You have the White Lotus hotel, except it's the White Lotus property in Italy. It's fucking gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh my god! And again, a bunch of like a ragtag group of people, motley crew of sorts, all show up for different reasons. You have these couples who, one's faking friendship with the other one because one wants to get that guy's money and invest it in his company. You have Jennifer Coolidge coming back with a horrible marriage, and she's trying to rectify it by being in Italy with her husband, which doesn't go well. You've got Jennifer
Yeah.
Coolidge's assistant,
Right.
who's a millennial who just doesn't know her place in the world. And then you have F. Murray Abraham, Michael Imperioli,
Yeah,
which I
whatever
always
he's
screw
right.
up, and a guy, the kid who plays Albie. What's his name? Do you know?
I don't know his name. I don't know where he's from. If he's from anything.
He's
else.
okay. I think I got him here. Hang on. Ethan, no, not Ethan Spiller.
3 generation of family.
It's
though.
3 generations of families, and what they're doing is they're telling this.
Adam DeMarco.
Thank you.
No problem.
And they're the 3 generations of male misogyny. You've got grandpa who's like, come here. You've got dad who's addicted to sex and porn and ruining his marriage. And then you've got the son who's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He's swung so far to the left that he's too afraid to be a man because manhood's been questioned in 2022. It's all in this. There's infidelity. There's fucking murder mystery. There's fucking prostitutes fucking the whole hotel. It is so
I'm gonna need to check
much
this out.
It's
fucking fun.
All right.
It definitely is themed on gender and like what is a role of
Yes.
like that.
It's
feels like
everywhere.
the theme throughout the entire episode.
But it's placed so perfectly.
Oh no,
he knows where not to push too much.
Yeah, I wasn't a big on the first season. This second season, I'm like super into. Audrey Plaza is is in there,
yeah.
and she's one of my favorites.
Theo
so.
James plays an absolute perfect douche.
Oh, that sounds great.
Absolutely, like
It's fun. It's really good. Yeah.
it's so good. It's like 3 episodes in, right on HBO right
I think
now.
their episode 4 just came out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
sorry, 4. You're right.
Nice.
Yeah, because it comes out
there's
every Sunday.
2 more, I think.
2 or 3, I think. 4 maybe.
First season was 6 episodes only. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
you can get it done really quick, and like that's why he builds like each 2 episodes, 3 and 4 back to back. Nothing has been solved. The only thing is my Apple Watch goes off saying my heartbeat's beating too fast.
I like that. I like when it like picks up fast and.
Oh, it's not fast though. It's
Oh no.
okay.
It's just
Okay.
fun.
There's a scene where Aubrey Plaza and her husband, they're kind of in a rocky relationship. They're hit and miss. He's a morning sex person. She's a nighttime sex person. Like they're not
Yeah.
connecting. And there's a night of partying with the boys, and Theo James's character hooks up with someone else, and he just gets a kiss and loses his mind. But then Aubrey Plaza comes back to the hotel and finds a condom wrapper in the couch and assumes that it's her husband. And he's acting weird because he got a kiss and doesn't know how to tell her. So both of them are assuming a thing, but neither of them are admitting that it's wrong. And it's an hour of that.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
much.
amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's fucking, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, like I know exactly how he feels. I mean, I've never cheated. I've been a scoundrel, but I've never cheated, and just best of both worlds. And watching that go down, where you are assuming someone,
right.
and your mind and what it can do to you, he does such a good job, and she does such a good job of like sitting there and vibrating, and it coming to, and you're
That's
just
so
like,
fun.
Audrey Plaza is like I think underappreciated actress, and I don't know if anyone's seen Emily the Criminal, but very good movie. You should. I
She
highly
was really
recommend.
good. You know what? I saw her in something recently that I didn't like though. I thought it was going to be really funny. It was like about.
is it the one where
people-
she goes to L.A. to chase Elizabeth?
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Where she's
Big
like,
B-
it's
no,
like
not
she
Big
works
B.
for
No, Digby
like
Down Under.
she works for like no, the one where she works for garden, Olive Garden, and and
Oh,
then
I've heard
she
of-
goes
yeah.
to the like Olive Garden retreat. Or
I've heard about
whatever.
this.
I don't know what movie this is.
And I wanted it to be really funny. It was with Annie from Community.
Oh, no, I didn't know this was a
And
movie. But
yeah,
now I kind of
Aubrey
want to watch
Plaza.
it.
Don't. It's not good. I thought it was going to be really, really funny,
Oh.
but it was not. It was super disappointing.
Alison Bile.
It was
I
like what?
Alison Bile.
Yeah.
I used to think that Aubrey was one note princess. I really did.
because she does that like angry,
She's the bitch.
emo bitch.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
and
Scott
Rec.
Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking Scott.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, like that was Aubrey Plaza for me. This, she's now stretched, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, you got some wings.
I like it.
Get on it,
Definitely
girl.
gonna
Like,
check
I
that
would.
out.
Emily the Criminal too. I'd say check out. It's very, very good. If you
Cool.
like a nice little like con artist film.
You know I do.
Yep.
Especially with my name in it.
and
Oh, yeah.
she's really pretty.
Yeah,
Also, Killer Sally.
Oh,
I watched
Killer
Sally.
Sally too.
That's
Love
very
it. We
funny.
all watch the same thing.
That's really funny.
We don't do that here, ladies and gentlemen. We don't be like, we should all talk about a thing we've watched together. We just surprise
Well, I
each
think
other.
that was like a random watch for me. Because
That's
like,
a fucking Tiger King.
Tiger King.
That's in the same genre.
bodybuilding is like something.
It's the
like,
thing for you.
Yeah, like it's a thing I'm into and interested in. Not that I do it, but like I like working out and stuff.
Fun
but
fact,
You blew
I have
your
d-
pec like
I have
every other
done
guy out there.
bodybuilding. I used to
Yeah.
do fitness competition.
really,
And the Killer Sally thing was a good time for me because I promised myself I would revisit bodybuilding when I was in Masters.
Yeah.
And that's this year. I'm turning 35 this year.
Oh.
So I'm actually just starting to like dip my toe back into like some of the diet cycles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things like that to see if I can do it without hating myself in my life.
You
So
can't do
Teach
what
me.
they do without fucking going nuts.
I was never Sally's. I never competed in figure. I competed in fitness. So I competed in like
Okay.
I was still muscly, but it was like it was
Like
biki-
CrossFit
it's
kinda
bikini-
stuff?
It's
Cleans?
bikini muscly. It's not
Okay.
like
Were you
not,
doing like
super jacked.
like sweeps and stuff, like clean, like
Oh,
were you
so
doing-
Clean
no,
and
like,
jerks?
so fitness,
Jerks,
not
yeah.
fitness competitions, not like so not like the ones where she's like showing how like all her bicep curls.
Yeah.
It's like the ones. It's like physique.
Yeah, yeah,
shows,
that's what I'm
where you're
saying.
like on stage. You just like do your poses.
I
and
see,
you're
I
like,
see, I see, I
It's a
see.
soft pose.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
Pose.
It's not a straight Arnold.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
So
it's a light.
yeah, I've
I don't know why I'm
I
saying
show
that. I've
them
never done this.
from the side into my big heels and my little bikini, right? You show them
Yeah,
your
yeah.
triceps, you show them your butt.
That's crazy.
And like, yeah, and so it was actually the timing was really good because I was pulling out some of my old training stuff and.
Yeah.
I'd like angrily eating chicken and mustard and being like, "Am I ready for this to be my life for like 2 years straight?"
I want to learn
came
from
on,
you.
and I was like, "Do I murder my
She's smart. She knows her
husband?"
shit.
I
I
didn't
talked to her
know
about some
that.
stuff
Yes,
before.
yeah.
I'm at the gym walking 3 or 4 times a week or trying to.
Nice.
Just moving. Just
Nice.
I'm doing a half an hour a day because Joe Rogan, a fucking asshole, but Joe Rogan says half an hour. And I'm like, okay, man, if
Yeah,
this is
30
true,
minutes, 30 minutes of activity.
Get a
I
dog.
walk uphill, do a little bit of running.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep the body going. Like, unlike Killer Sally, who wanted to take out her husband's body by shooting him in the face with a
So-
shotgun.
Can we do a quick like?
Yes, yeah,
Can we
you
do
go
a quick
first, go
round
first.
table?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, guilty or not guilty? I think of second degree
Sure,
murder. Right? 'Cause
yeah,
she was
yeah.
convicted of second degree murder. So
By the law's book.
by
Yes.
do we think guilty, not guilty of second degree murder?
Okay. All right. Interesting. Because I went into it and I was like, man, I feel bad for Sally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, fucking Sally's crazy. And at the end of it, I was like, I think Sally got the raw end of a deal. I think that because of her physique and because of the time it being so rare, that was definitely used against her. In regards, though, to what she'd gone through, I am not a battered woman. I am not going to step into that arena and spout off. I am going to say, based on the crime scene evidence, that walking back to reload the gun and shoot him in the face was a little excessive. I'm not saying that he didn't warrant being shot. I'm just saying a shot to the face doesn't bode well in court.
Double
I'm not-
tap, double tap.
Hey, listen, that's what they teach you, and I get it. But so in the end, I think that she should have been. I think she shouldn't have got 25 years.
Yeah,
I think that's an
crazy.
incredibly long sentence for defense. I think they played the muscular woman too much because they used the videos.
Yeah.
Like they constantly used those lifting videos to be like, well, if she can do that. And I was like, have you seen the size of Ray? Ray's
Right.
5 of these guys she's lifting.
She's still half the size of him. I thought there was one line that really got my blood boiling, and it was where the prosecutor said that like that's an aggressive woman or someone who's violent can't be a battered woman. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to like
yeah.
reach through the screen and like shake him, and I'm like, I'll show you what a woman who batters looks like. But like I just thought like just because you're scared, like what it boils down to is he's saying because you're scary, you can't be scared, right?
Right.
That's bullshit.
And that's such bullshit because like she was scary, but like not nearly as scary as him.
Yeah.
And so
and
like
she wasn't on 5 rounds
different
of
kinds
roids.
of steroids.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
just
yeah.
on 2. No.
But like he was on
Yeah.
Listerol and Diana, the main
Like
5.
also there was proof that she was beaten before by him.
Yeah,
Like,
and the
they-
fact that her kids were basically just like we're basically just like he's dead now, right? Like we're
Yeah.
done dealing with this. I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Well, like that was the thing. They didn't let the son talk. Remember
yeah.
they,
Well,
like,
he
they
said he was
taught-
really young.
Yeah, he was really young, but they didn't. He was like, I
Speaking
would.
of
He was
that
like,
son.
I had
Did,
things
yeah.
to say.
My God, I felt bad for that kid.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, there
5
was a lot.
tours in Afghanistan, all that violence growing up.
Yeah.
Like he's a broken.
And he kind
man.
of said that. Like
did, yeah.
He was like, I'm, you know.
He has the 1,000-yard stare from being downrange.
Yeah.
as they say,
Well, it's
right?
funny because
Like,
when they first talked to him, he's so calm and content, and I'm like, man, this guy's like pretty chill. You
he
know,
does
like,
this thing where he's like, my mom,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's almost bordering on like
Yeah.
he's about to break.
The whole time, I just wanted to like hug him.
Yeah, no, I felt
I
super. I she's, and she even said she's like, I'm not what did she say? I'm not a high end woman. I'm paraphrasing here, but she was like, I'm not elaborate. Like I'm not. Like she even knew
Yeah.
that she was like, this is we're going way off of the reserve here with who you think I am and what you think I'm capable of.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so the I know when I say the gunshot, it probably irks some people, but like I just like that didn't bode well for her.
It didn't.
Looking over through all of
Although
the
I
things.
will say, like I've never been in a long-term abusive situation, but just from like having been even just little bits,
Yeah.
if I all of a sudden thought I had the opportunity or the upper hand to like end something and end it for good, like I'll end
Yeah.
up in jail. Like I would for sure shoot somebody in the
I
head
don't
twice.
I don't think any less of her for shooting him twice.
No.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
in a court of law, that does like you've got that's a big mountain to get over to prove why.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like a guy that I don't know. It's just like that size alone.
Yeah.
Like despite
He's a
how
fucking
big
beast.
you are,
It's also, I'd say it's impossible to understand if you've never been in that situation. Like if you've never been so scared of a person and like you know what they're capable of and how much they can hurt
Totally.
you.
Totally.
well, I think that muscle doesn't mean strength.
No,
Like,
I've had the shit beat out of me by skinny guys.
yeah,
Like,
that's the
like,
thing.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
muscles mean nothing. It's just like
It's
they're
power.
glamour muscles.
It's power and
Yeah.
control, right?
Shauna
Yeah.
would put me in a Boston Crab. I'd cry until Monday.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
you can be the smallest person and like
Yeah.
It's
be
about
able to,
physics.
like-
It's not about mass.
But also, it's also about abuse. Like if you're in an abusive relationship, which she clearly was, right, and you could see how much she loved him and how it was
Right,
so
yeah,
like
exactly, circular.
So she like your mentality is not normal in that situation, right? You're not
Right.
thinking clearly. You're thinking in a very different way.
Enraged passion for
Yeah.
sure. And like that's what I'm saying. I'm like I don't fault somebody for wanting to shoot the abuser twice. I'm just like,
It
how do I-
definitely
how do I,
didn't-
how do I
It
reconcile
definitely
with this
didn't
and
go
the-
well for
yeah.
her in the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally think like 10 years, good behavior out in 6.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
something I know.
like no violent, like really no violent history.
Well-
like no real
right.
real
oh, I think
danger
they
to
used
the
that against
public.
her too.
They
because
did
of
because
that,
she had
yeah.
like beaten people up
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
She had an anger issue.
Yeah.
Although, did you guys notice? Shauna pointed this out. Did you notice that every time they went to like clips of her and she was doing her man lifting videos, I always was like, "Is this where the porn starts?" Because it clipped out of
Oh,
like
yeah.
Netflix style documentary,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then went to VHS tapes
Yeah.
from the '80s, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I have to say,
forgot about that, yeah.
that's a kink that I did not know existed, and I love it. I love it so much. Like the fact that there's men out there who are like, I want to go get wrestled by a really strong woman. Like that just for some
That's
reason,
so funny,
it just
yeah.
seems so wholesome. I love it.
It feels like something from like a movie. You know, like doesn't feel real.
Oh.
And it's not a dark kink.
Yeah.
No, it's just
very
so sweet.
chill, yeah.
It's like pick me up and throw me over your shoulder and take me to bed and put
Yeah.
me in a headlock. Like
Yeah.
I love
I think
it.
they touched
I
on
love
this
it.
a little bit in She-Hulk.
They're called schmoes.
Yeah,
Is
schmoes.
is the term.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
But they
And
did
she-
touch it on
and
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
She
and
Yeah,
talked
She-Hulk.
about it on She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's hot. I love it. I want it too.
So yeah, those are my I watch them both. I love the Netflix doc. The style of doc that
Yeah.
Netflix commands is so good.
Did you watch the Pepsi one yet?
Not yet, but I knew that story as soon as I saw
I
it. I
did
was
too,
like,
yeah.
"Have you heard about this?"
No.
So when Pepsi did Pepsi Points as a kid, my dad
Oh,
owned a
yeah,
food
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
So I used to get all of the catalog
Oh yeah.
as like advertising shit,
Yeah.
and then my dad would be like, "Here's the entire Pepsi catalog." So like I was a spoiled kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, on the commercial it said 7 million Pepsi points for an F-14 fighter.
Like the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know if you guys. No one can see me, but I just did like wings out. Like,
no, like no terms and conditions. Just 7 million points. So a kid found an investor. They bought the amount of Pepsi to get the amount of points and said, "Pepsi, you owe me a plane."
did he get a plane?
And that's what the
Don't-
doc is
I
about.
guess don't tell me. I'll go watch it.
I as a kid, I saw that commercial, and I was probably maybe like 5 or 6 or something. I don't know how old I was at the time. I think something like that. But I remember thinking, "Wow, I could get a plane." That's probably really hard to get that many points, but I thought that was real.
Yeah.
So like, it worked in a sense, that product placement or whatever.
Yeah, no, it really did. I had the snowsuit that was offered in the catalog, and I had a bunch of other shit too. I'm just
How many points for
reminiscing.
Britney Spears?
Yeah, right.
Like pre-shaved head or post-shaved head. I feel the value's gone down since the shaving of the head.
I feel like she's
Open
gone-
market.
Either way, I'll take what I can get. I don't want Kendall Jenner though.
No.
No. But didn't she do a Pepsi commercial?
They
She
all
did.
did. Cindy Crawford,
It was-
Michael.
Yeah,
Michael,
everybody had
Michael
a
J.
Pepsi. Yeah.
Fox. Like they actually touch on that. Like they
Pepsi, when you got a Pepsi spot or a Got Milk spot,
Yep.
there was a bunch in the 90s that really launched your career.
because Coke was winning
Yeah.
the soda wars, and like that's why Pepsi started like doing different things.
The Pepsi taste test, the Pepsi
Pepsi-
challenge.
I remember the Pepsi
They
challenge.
do the
yeah.
Pepsi. If you watch all 4 episodes of the series, they do the Pepsi taste test with each person they interview.
Let me close this out because we're running long.
Yep.
So, if you haven't watched it yet, you should watch The Santa Claus. That's my year.
So good.
Right? Scott Calvin,
Yeah.
right?
It's too bad Tim Allen sucks so bad.
It's taken me 1,000,000 years to make this hot cocoa or whatever she says.
She's
right?
10,000 years.
10,000 years to
it.
perfect it. It's just I think the whole the stepdad real dad aspect plays big with me.
Yeah.
I like Judge Reinhold, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, he's playing with our emotions. And just the whole aspect of Bad Christmas with a dad in some way really plays with me.
The CD player with the cookie.
Can I have chocolate milk? We're out of that too. Well, plain milk's fine. Right?
Oh, I forgot.
Like,
That's a funny line. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like just all that shit. Or like when they're having lunch and Peter Sellers is his boss. It's
Oh,
Peter Sellers,
right.
I think.
And
Yeah, it's
everyone
Peter-
else
yeah.
orders like
Yeah.
salad and stuff.
And then the
he's
guy's like,
just
finished? He's like just scooping out all the
scooping out
fudge. Right. So yeah, it's a great take. Who doesn't want to be
Bee
Santa? Who doesn't want their dad to be bee sting? It's a big bee.
and then there arose such a ladder.
Yeah.
The arose such a ladder company.
Yes.
Yes, so good. Oh, so good.
Or like when they pimp out Santa, and he was like, Santa would never do that.
Oh,
And it's like, yeah, he actually knows where Claus is from. So yeah, Tim Allen, the kid who plays Bernard, he was also in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes.
And
was
he's
the nerd.
also in
Berkowitz, no, that's a killer.
Gold Member or The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah,
He's Molly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that
Mole. And who else is in it? Judge Reinhold, basically, and a bunch of other like cameo.
It's a really good
actors.
one.
It's a good one. Yeah, I forget how much I like. That one was very like I saw it in theaters as a kid. and
2 is
very
good.
enjoyable.
I'm gonna watch 3. We'll see what
3's bad.
happens.
2's
3's bad.
mediocre, yeah.
3's bad.
4 is
2
out.
Yeah, 4.
Oh,
Well,
4.
is
Like,
there
it's
3?
It's a series.
Did I miss 3?
There's a series that just came out on Disney.
Yeah, I know, but is there a 3 that I didn't know about?
There's 3 in total. And then
2 movies in a series.
Apparently, there's
3 movies in a series.
3 movies. And a partridge and
six
a
seasons
partridge.
in a
Yeah.
movie. Apparently, there's like a really just like Tim Allen like boomery joke in the whatever the one that just came out where they're like, oh, they're trying to make it a crime to say Merry Christmas or something, and it's like, oh my God, we get it. You're a pressed middle-aged white man, like
Great.
Republican.
Republican, yeah, like come on, bud.
Great.
Yeah, him and Kevin Sorbo are probably really good friends. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Survivor. Watch Bachelor of Paradise, was it?
2 tickets to paradise.
There
Yeah.
we go. Got it right. Watch
Dancing with the Stars.
Watch Dancing with the Stars. Watch some Killer Sally. Watch some White Lotus. Watch it all. Tell us what you watch. Hit us up on our voicemail line. It's for requests and comments you want made on the show. It's in our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook bio. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in our Twitter bio. We'll find out what Captain Musk does with
Right.
that site for $44 billion. Anyways, there's a link in there. It says leave a voicemail. Hit the link in the bio. Leave a voicemail up to 5 minutes. You can comment on this section. You can comment on any section if you want, for that matter. And then we will play those on future shows. And then we will debate you without you being able to say anything, because that's how you win. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll save that new stuff I was talking about earlier for the end of the show if there's time. If there's not, sorry, listener. We have major things to talk about. So first up on the docket for Real Talk this week is Needle Drops. We've done a soundtrack episode where we picked our own soundtracks, but we rarely talk about how music and film play so well together. So I wanted to go favorite needle drop in a Christmas movie. I'll go first to kind of set the tone here. There's 2. They're from the same movie. They're half the song, but God fucking damn it, do they do well. And I can't pick one, so I'll just tell you both. Run, Run, Rudolph, the setup from Home Alone when they're all getting in the van to get to the airport, and they're running through the airport. My first experience in an airport, like, it just brought me back to that, right? Like, getting to the flight, you've got a ton of family with you, flying at Christmas time. It's just so perfectly placed. Run, Run, Rudolph, right? And they're running away from Kevin, like they're running away from, like, there's so much meta in that scene with Hughes.
That one was also mine.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very memorable.
It's so memorable. Time that in, or add that in with Bodo, Bodo, Bo, 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 Bodo, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
morning after he's shaving.
Yeah.
Moment. But then it carries into him like coupon shopping,
Yeah.
and then having that conversation with the chick. She's like, "Are you old enough to be here?"
Ma'am.
Let me tell you, both of those songs are so classic Christmas, and they're used in such immature, funny, silly, good time ways that they just sit with me. Like when I hear White Christmas, I go to Kevin and Aftershave.
Yeah.
When I hear Run, Run, Rudolph, I'm like,
You're in
whenever
the
it's in the mall,
airport.
yeah, you're right.
That
You're
one
just
particularly.
like
is
they're
like,
just, and I'm like, fuck you, Hughes. You're too damn.
I
Like, I
always-
know you're dead, and I can't speak ill of you, but fuck, those were well placed.
I always think of this like as soon as that song ends, it shows them on the plane, and they're all like the the parents are in first class, and the like uncle and aunt, he's like, I think these are real silver, and they start pocketing on the plane. Put them in your purse. Put them in your purse. And then like, there's some great lines from Home Alone. Home Alone's one of those staples in my head, growing up.
It is.
And there's just like, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses.
Oh my god.
Bud, are you home, bud?
Yeah. But I'm going through your
Stuff.
You better come out and pound me.
Okay, so those are mine. Quick, simple, easy. They're lots of fun. They bring back a lot of memories, and they're fucking classic. Like Bing Crosby, White Christmas, right? Like, challenge me, change my mind, Emily.
Okay. Well, it's the middle of the night. You've had a really, really stressful year. You're really looking forward to your Christmas bonus. You can't get rid of your family, but you're quiet for the first time in like a week.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Yeah.
And
Bring it back. Bring it back.
And you're just dreaming about that pool that you put the deposit, the down payment
clear
on.
pool.
Yeah, that's going to be in your backyard. And you stare out the window, and then suddenly, instead of the Christmas wintry scene, you hear "Melakaliki Mocha" is a thing we say on a bright Hawaiian
That's the first time I ever
Christmas
heard
day.
that song.
And then the hot girl who was trying to sell you lingerie is naked in your pool, and you're pressing your nose up against the window. And obviously, you're Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation.
It's such a good one.
It's such a weird Christmas tune
It's
too.
such a weird Christmas song. It's like
It's got the what you have one.
Ukulele.
You thank you.
the whole song is weird. The whole scene is weird. Like poor Clark is just like having the worst Christmas, and
It's like the soundtrack in his mind
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what's playing as he's imagining a pool.
That's also one of my favorite like themes they do in each of the movies where he has like the hot
The
girl.
hot
hot
girl
girl.
from
Like,
Family
yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah, like, they always like he's driving and they like driving next to each other.
Yeah.
And, like like I love that little like through line they do in each one.
absolutely.
I
It's
always
so funny.
confuse the hot pool scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High with
with
the
that
pool
one, yeah, 'cause
scene.
she's wearing a red bikini. I
Yeah,
think,
they're
right?
both red,
Yeah.
but it's not the same girl.
No,
it's not
no.
Winnie
Yeah.
from Wonder Years.
Yeah.
So funny, and it's just perfect. And like when they like pan to him from the like made up pool scene, and his like nose is smushed
Yeah.
against the window
Because he's trying to get closer.
Yeah.
because he's like
woman. Yeah.
and it's so funny. It's his whole family, and then just inexplicably the like random hot girl there. Yeah,
It's a fun, bouncy tune.
it is.
too,
yeah.
right? It elevates the whole entire scenario.
It's the island greeting that we send to you. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for me.
All right, fair
Definitely.
enough. All right, did you have a backup?
I didn't have a backup. That was Runner Rudolph was the
There
one.
you go.
I had like a
Aw.
needle drop for that. Like that was like the one that I think about all the time. So as soon as you said it, I was like, that's the only one that like comes to mind right away.
We share the same judgmental film
it,
mind.
it was like it's a very like that's a Home Alone was a VHS I got for Christmas when I was 5, and it was one of those movies it's funny, I got that and Batman Returns on VHS. My parents did not know how violent Batman Returns was, and I watched it a bunch, and then one day they came down because I watched Home Alone and I was watching Batman Returns. I was watching on repeat because I got them, and they saw the penguin bite
the fish head.
the fish head or whatever, the nose of
Nope.
the guy, and they were like, and they hid the VHS from me for like a year because they thought I was too young.
They thought you were
After
going to
you
turn
But
into
they
watch
thought it
Hannibal.
was a Christmas movie as well because they were like Batman and like they.
Christopher Walken
Well,
with a snowball.
They like I because there's Christmas in the beginning and stuff, so they saw like the first 5 minutes and assumed it was like Christmassy.
This will be
Downtown
fun.
Gotham.
Yeah, so,
It's fun.
Yeah.
You know.
that's pretty good.
All right. Well, so it's 2-1. Emily, you have to vote for one of ours.
I have to vote for one of. Wait,
No, I guess we have to. Yeah,
It's run under
if we're going to do this, yeah.
It's
So
run-
it's a runoff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Georgia runoff.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That leaves more room to talk about next on the docket. So moving along, like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Grinch 3 ways. We have
Boris Karloff.
Boris Karloff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Natasha and Boris. And watch me. I can't remember the line. So you've got Boris Karloff, your original Grinch, your CBC Christmas Eve, 6 o'clock Grinch is on,
Yep.
right? Never fails. And then plays through the holidays because
It's on right before Charlie Brown Christmas.
right,
Christmas Charlie Brown.
exactly, with Pigpen walking around being all smelly and
Yeah.
shit. And then the Mickey Christmas Carol 2 was, I think,
Oh,
in
yeah.
that
That's a good
slot.
one.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Frosty Returns,
Yeah.
Rudolph.
The original Rudolph, the animation one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claymation.
The total claymation. Thank you. Or Feltmation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever it was at the time. And then they decided, well, no, we're not just going to have an original. Let's remake The Grinch. And this was well before we all hated remakes. And they did it with Jim Carrey because
I think Dr. Seuss had a big
They
moment.
had like
He
yeah,
did,
they
yeah.
had Cat
Right?
in the Hat.
They
and-
had
Horton
a
Hears a
and Horton Hears a
Who.
Who, and
Yeah.
the Grinch.
Yep.
it all kind of, and I mean,
I
that
think the Grinch started it.
I fairly
made a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Grinch did, and then Cat in the Hat came out the following
Yeah,
Christmas.
Mike
I think
Myers.
bad movie,
Bad movie.
very bad movie. But nonetheless, you had Jim Carrey who like took two-dimensional off the screen and brought it into this like loud, vibrant, comedic character who had all the same beats from the first film.
Mhm.
Yep.
But like does funny things that are outside of the story. And then you go back to animation with
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Cumberbund. And it's back to roots.
is.
It's still funny. It's a really great animation style. Like I think out of all of the animation styles outside of Pixar, whoever made that, and I don't know what it is about it, but that style. I don't like the clay rounded
Yeah.
part. I like more of an old school animation, I guess.
Yeah. It feels nice. It feels like a harken back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
And then in an extended way, because the Boris Karloff version is only half an hour, and so the Benedict Cumberbatch
Right.
one is nice because it gives you a full length feature film.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the familiarity of the character. and
What
the
it adds
story.
doesn't take away from the original.
Right. And
Yeah.
I am gonna go right out front and say I'm gonna be biased here because I hate Jim Carrey. I know. I feel like his physicality and his acting and his facial expressions are just way over the top, but like they're the same every time.
So
too.
was the 90s, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get distracted by like what he is
Okay,
doing.
okay.
And it pulls me away from
May I
like,
ask you a few questions?
it pulls me away from like the actual movie. So I mean, The Mask maybe was really good, and then everything after that has just felt like
Really?
everything after that's just felt like The Mask to me.
I will. Yeah. Okay. Point.
And
Yeah.
so I didn't feel like The Grinch. I didn't feel like I was watching The Grinch. I felt like I was watching Jim Carrey, and I don't like Jim Carrey, so I didn't like that version of The Grinch.
Okay. Which one is your?
Oh,
which
my
one's-
goodness.
Which one's your bestie?
My bestie's the original.
Okay.
Absolutely through and through. We had the book growing up. We were a big Dr. Seuss household, and
One
my
fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
exactly. And my mom is obsessed with Dr. Seuss, and my kids. We're a big Dr. Seuss household, and so we've read. And I don't know if many of our listeners have read a lot of Dr. Seuss, but Dr. Seuss books
Short
are
books, guys.
no,
Short.
no, they are long. Really, really long.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
for kids books.
For kids' books, yes.
Really long for kids books. And
Averaging pages, yes.
yeah, and also can be really difficult to read sometimes
Yeah.
because they are weird sounds and in a really fun cadence. But if you've read them enough times, they sort of take on this life of their own.
I would not eat them in a boat. I would not eat them in a moat.
With a goat, I would not eat them on a plane. I would not eat them on a train. Yeah, and so they are really long for kids' books, but they're really, really, really enjoyable. And there's some really weird ones. Like there's the ones you've heard of, but then there's all these other. There's like
Yeah, there's so
The back alley Dr. Seuss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
there
the pale
is,
green
like-
pants with no one inside them,
Yeah,
and like
there's so
there once was a
many.
little lady named Mrs. McCabe who had 23 sons, and she named them all Dave. There's like
I do know that one, actually.
yeah, and so lots of really good ones. And so the Boris Karloff, it's not word for word the book, but it's very close.
It's pretty.
Yeah, and so it gives me like warm fuzzies from childhood. For sure.
Okay, fair enough. I get it. I'll go next on this one. I'll go to bat for Mr. Carey. While I understand that, I love a good physical comic, and with what he did, the mailroom scene. You get jury duty. You get jury duty. You get jury duty. Right? Like you get a fucking pig slip. You get a lump of coal. Like it's those things. Or when he wraps up Cindy Lou Who, and he was like, "Can you put your finger here?" Right? Like it's the quickness that comes from Carey that blows my mind, and it's what happens when you unleash that on a set. And everybody says he's a fucking distraction to work with. Like you can't be in a room with that man. Maybe now you can, but when he was getting paid $30 million a fucking movie, he had 3 number ones in the theater at the same time one year. How much fucking work is that?
Yeah.
You know, so
Especially when it's that big. Like when you're, it's one thing if you're like Nick Cage and your acting is like this, so like, whereas like Jim Carrey, like he probably burns like 3,000 calories a second just like breathing because like a breath is like.
And unhinging his jaw probably takes muscles we don't even know exist. Like, so like watching, I'm okay. The classic is the classic, right? It is. As soon as I hear it in the other room, I'm like, okay, I could be in the middle of heart surgery and say, fuck it, I'm going to watch The Grinch. Right?
I'm not that patient.
Well, I'll bring him a heart.
Wake me up. Just wake them up and be like, we got to watch The Grinch.
Comatose.
Come back to this.
But yeah, I love how he reinvented it and made it his own. I love the bombastic nature because the funniness that you're getting from him, he's also being incredibly dark and incredibly creepy and incredibly weird at the same time. Like when he looks back at Cindy Lou and he's like, "You're not packaged properly." And I'm like, how dare you speak that way to a child? Never mind a fucking Whovian. So sorry, Whovillians. I don't know what to call you. But that kind of stuff, the Grinch on TV was just a grumpy old Grinch. This Grinch was animated and live and came to life a little bit more. Had more notes. So I'm Jim Carrey, then I'm Boris, then I'm Copperpot. Ian?
Boris. I forgot I actually watched the Jim Carrey one, and it's because I blocked it out because it was scary. Like he was like so terrifying.
I know.
Like, he doesn't.
Tim Burton the shit out of it without Tim Burton.
He doesn't look good. He looks too accurate, but that's not something I want to see.
The Grinch is always kind of scary. I think the original even scares it scared my kids when they were little.
Same. Like
it scared my mom. I remember her telling me that story.
But I think that story serves better as a 30-minute little cartoon as opposed
because he's not scary for that long, right?
Well, it doesn't need to be that long.
Bring her right here. Diamond just sorry to cut you off there, but Diamond just woke up from her slumber and she's
hi.
Hello, sweetie. Anyways, back to it. Sorry.
It's
straight to me. That's right.
Boris, Cumberbatch, Jim Carrey. Like the Jim Carrey one, I just disliked it. The fact I forgot I even watched it was like not a movie for me.
If people haven't seen the Cumberbatch version, honestly, it's quite good. My kids really like it, or they really liked it last year. So when they were sort of like 8 and 10, and I think it's worth a watch for sure.
Do 8 and 10-year-olds still like stories before bed?
We read not like a storybook story. Like we read a book. We're so like we read chapters of whatever book.
Oh wow, cool. Okay, because I was gonna be like, I have the Bernstein Bears because it's not the Steens.
Yeah.
Well, before 2012 maybe, but after the
the Mandela.
The Mandela effect.
We have a whole bunch of Bernstein Bears books. Yeah,
all
but
right.
yeah, we do read stories, but we're reading actually Harry Potter right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're on the Half-Blood Prince.
Hell yeah.
You want your children to read properly. Got it. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, 2 Boris and 1 Jim. You know what? I reignited my love for it when I found out when I started to look at makeup more and Rick Baker and the work that Rick Baker's done, like the man in Hollywood for special effects makeup. And I saw the stuff when I was when I went down to Universal Studios. I saw the movie makeup theater that they have there and stuff, and I just like I guess I appreciate when an actor's got to do 16 hours in that chair before they're even able to do 3 minutes of set time, right? Like, so that kind of stuff draws me to it as well too. It's that application of filmmaking that goes beyond the animated, sitting in front of a computer. So that's
What's harder, put a makeup on or sitting down and animating a full?
We'll talk after.
I don't want to do either.
Yeah,
so
same.
Don't at me.
All right, so there you go. You got Grinch 3 ways, and it came up with 2 large orders of Boris and a medium order of Jim. And that's how we like to end it. So, okay, all right, last segment here. It's good. We're going good on time here because I want to get those. We got a fuck James Cameron conversation coming, ladies and gentlemen, and we also have a are you Marvel fatigued conversation coming. So, back to it though. Last item on the docket: Advent calendars, right around the corner. Right? Who doesn't love a good Advent calendar? Something to look forward to at the end of the day. You're like, ooh, it's December 2nd. What shitty chocolate do I get that has no flavor today? Advent calendars, though, have taken on a whole new form and function over the years. I know we were talking before the show, Emily. What are the ones that you have well, you like but you can't have.
Oh, that's what I was saying. There's cheese advent calendars, and there's like wine and beer advent calendars, which I would love to have, but I can't have either because I am lactose intolerant and an alcoholic. So there's no cheese to prevent the farts, and there's no wine to prevent the abandoning my family and like running away to dive with sharks. And,
Wow,
like,
you
know,
meet a whole different person.
I become there's people like alcohol Emily was not that far in the past. There's people listening to this podcast who are like, oh man, yeah, like bring her back. That was fun.
Yeah, you might sympathize with this. There's drunk Michael who pours a couple glasses or a couple shots of vodka before bed to just pass out, and then there's sober Michael who forgets drunk Michael came out to play. And sober Michael thinks it's water. So then sober Michael goes to grab for the glass and slam it back, but it's just grain alcohol at 9 a.m. And I'm like, fucking drunk Michael.
No, drunk Emily.
Strikes again.
Drunk Emily makes the plans for the next day where someone's texting me, be like, "Okay, are you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Wait, go where?" And there's like someone ready with like a tour van, and we're supposed to be like on the road to Minneapolis or something because I joined.
Or you were like, "I'll make everyone brunch."
I joined a stunt crew or something like that. Yeah, I'm not.
That's funny. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, advent calendars are a thing. They're part of the whole chocolate binging of Christmas time, and there are a lot of these. And I thought of this. I thought I was original. I was like, well, let's take a movie and turn it into an advent calendar so that instead of chocolate, you get things or ideas or experiences from the film, right? Not that far off. If we can make like a Scotch advent calendar, I think we could maybe do like a Winnipeg advent calendar, right? Like, I don't know, open up December 14th and it's like, go down and pick up needles on Higgins, or I don't know, whatever, right? Something incredibly, get pierogies at a church on Sunday, right? Like some sort of Winnipeg shit. Anyways, so point of this is, what movie and or Christmas movie would you like to see turned into an advent calendar? Ian, you haven't gone first yet, so.
I have two. I've been doing a Kubrick rewatch. I have a Christmas movie.
Oh my God.
So I've been rewatching a bunch of Kubrick movies.
Oh my God, please be Eyes Wide Shut.
So for my Christmas movie, it's Eyes Wide Shut.
Because it takes place at Christmas?
It takes place at Christmas.
Jeez.
Okay, all right.
You get a mask. You get a cloak.
Does a dirty Russian grandpa give it to me?
No. Does that happen?
That's who he buys the fucking costume from.
Oh,
remember
the dirty Russian grandpa.
Lily
Sorry.
Serbeski
was
the dad.
The
dad. Yes, sorry, not
sorry,
grandpa.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
There's
my
a
bad,
grandpa?
my bad. Sorry, I didn't get the right
There's
parent.
an Illuminati. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's one of those movies that I fucking love after rewatching. Like, I've seen it before, but it's like, rewatching all of Kubrick's lately. I'm like, fuck, that movie's so good, and it's so fucked. But also
got him murdered if you believe the conspiracy.
Well, it's a Christmas movie. It's as much of a Christmas movie as Die Hard's a Christmas movie. And, it's one of those for me. Anyways,
we could avoid that today.
But if I was actually like in the scheme of Kubrick, The Shining is a very like paced out to be an advent calendar for how it is.
True, yeah.
Oh my God, each scene is a day.
Yeah, essentially, like we kind of like
the fall of Jack.
Yeah, so we could kind of play like that way, I think. And I think you could have little figurines of like the twins, the ghost woman, like the guy getting a blowjob,
The naked lady in the tub.
naked lady in the tub.
Maybe
You can
just
do,
like a
things.
little hedge maze. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like little. Yeah, that's your advent calendar. Is the hedge maze?
Oh, nice.
I didn't even think of that. You came up with that.
Well,
so.
kind of.
So you got to get into the hedge maze
Yeah.
to open up a door to then get
No,
something.
thank
and
you.
then come
I'll
out.
just skip Christmas this year. That's fine.
Okay, when does the axe come into the equation? What day is the axe?
Probably like day 24.
How
Yeah.
else does Santa get into the house? Right?
Yeah,
It's true.
Because
Smash
5 feels
it
like
down.
Frozen Jack.
Like, do you get a bartender for an evening to just have a one-way conversation with?
I think bartender is like 23 or something. Like
Okay,
the
yeah,
23rd.
closer to the holidays
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get you
yeah.
through, right?
Yeah. If only Christmas should be in that movie, but it doesn't hit. Like,
well, it's so much snow.
There's so much snow.
It takes place during the off season.
Yeah.
But the off season there is the winter time, which is
Correct.
weird.
Yeah.
Because it's a summer, so it is at winter time, so essentially could exist around Christmas. Yeah, they missed the plot.
They missed the plot.
They could have had a tree,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Jack don't like Christmas.
It's Kubrick. I'm kidding.
Like, does Lou Gossett Jr. show up and be like, "Hello, Danny,
I forgot. Yeah, actually,
Danny."
Danny's such a little part of that movie, in my opinion. That
He
like
is.
I always forget he's actually.
That's why they made the second one, because they're like, we need
Doctor
to.
Sleep is so good.
It
Everyone
is
should watch
so
it.
good.
And everyone should watch the director's cut.
Really?
Extra.
Who directed it?
Mike Flanagan.
You're fucking kidding me. That's Mike Flanagan?
That's Mike Flanagan.
That's why it's so good.
It's so fucking good. The director's cut is 30 minutes more footage, a 3-hour film. It's very good. The regular's 2:30. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a great call. Like, do you get Jack in different forms?
Like normal.
Oh, I feel like you
medium,
probably. I feel like
Like happy to wake up and eat some eggs?
I just feel like you have like little figurines of each like,
Okay.
thing that
Okay.
happens to them throughout like each day.
So you want
know?
some tokens. You don't
I
want
feel like tokens. I
All
feel
right.
like that's how it works.
You can tell where I'm going with mine.
Yeah. I was kind of
Like,
like, I
mine's
imagine
more-
mine like a little like
Okay.
little toys as you get them.
Let me bring up mine here, and then Emily can close this out. So, go nuts. So I picked this, and I feel that this is a Christmas movie because Christmas is taking place in the film, but not in the
But also,
way.
it didn't have to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
so-
it didn't have to be, but like I like arguing this because now that Die Hard is done, while he pisses, we'll ask this question before I continue. Does it change for you? Do people argue you into yes, Die Hard's a Christmas movie, or no, Die Hard's a Christmas movie? Like, does it change season to season, or do you stand by one or the other?
I have never not thought of Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It doesn't. So I can, but I can see it from both sides.
This is the
Generally,
yearly tradition. We're gonna bring this up each year,
yeah.
as long as the show goes, and we're gonna see how much we waver.
I don't waver on that. To be honest, I find most movies that like, even if they have a little bit of Christmas in them, I tend to think of them as a Christmas movie. And I think because my Christmas fatigue is so real when it's not Christmas time. And so like when it's Christmas, I am like 100% jolly as fuck. Like I'm all Christmas music all the time, like deck the halls and like mistletoe.
Some Michael Bublé playing in the
Yeah,
background.
absolutely. Like, yeah, Mariah Carey's got nothing on me. But that's only the month of December. And then after that, like outside of that, like the only reason I can muster up that much like Christmas spirit
Because it's a window.
is because it's a month of being like just the Christmassiest motherfucker alive. But outside of that, I have no tolerance for Christmas music or Christmas things. And so any movie with Christmas stuff to me is a Christmas movie.
Okay, fair enough. We're starting a yearly tradition here now. We avoided talking about it in the past because I think it's just one of those fucking questions that everybody asks.
It's not the Die Hard thing.
It's a Die Hard thing.
Oh,
But
God.
hang on here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to check in each year going forward now and see if we've changed over 364 days. Because some people have good arguments, some people have bad ones. And it depends where you're at. Or are you like her, where she's like, it's a Christmas movie?
I don't care enough about Die Hard to care.
Okay.
That's my issue.
I like knowing that Jonathan McTiernan went to jail after he made that movie more than talking about it being a Christmas
Like
movie.
it's just for me, Die Hard's not my movie. It's fine. It's a fun little romp. I don't care enough if it's Christmas or not. It never really.
You're
feels like
indifferent.
Christmas.
I'm looking forward
sorry.
to it being December so that I can watch it and enjoy
Yeah,
it.
justify. Yeah. And I
Honestly.
get it. 'Cause-
I like that movie.
all right, and I'm like Ian. I could give a shit about it. I really could. Like
With a Vengeance is so much better. Let's be honest. It is. Die Hard 3 is so good.
Oh yeah, that's the one with all the riddles and shit.
Yeah,
where-
with Sam Jackson.
and Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
comes back. Well,
yeah.
what's his face's brother?
Yeah.
Such a plot twist.
Very good.
Better
movie.
Yeah, very very good. Hey Zeus,
Yeah.
like father of
Yeah,
Apollo,
yeah.
lightning bolt. I'm gonna stick it up your fucking ass. Hey Zeus.
Much better movie.
Oh man. So I'm indifferent. I mean, I get it. I can see the people's argument, and I'm like, but at the same time, like, nowhere is it plot driving. But hey, whatever. What do I know? Okay, so we paused on that just so that you could hear my thing. Trading Places. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jonathan Landis, right? So lots of dumb fun.
Yep.
Right? Originally supposed to be Pryor and Wilder, by the way, hey?
I think I knew that. Yeah.
But couldn't do it, so you get Aykroyd and Murphy. And Murphy was on the cusp of Bringing
Blowing
Big
up.
because it was
Yep.
after SNL. I picked like experiences and things. I want some props, right? So I want a $1 bill because that's what
Yep.
the Duke
That's where they
brothers
start.
bet
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right? I want some concentrated orange juice. And oranges, because that's what they use to price fix,
Yeah.
right? But like commodities, right? So you get like a Christmas ham and a bag of Christmas oranges,
Yeah.
like cheeky, not just concentrated orange juice. Because who likes concentrated orange juice? Seriously, like social halls like concentrated orange juice for your fucking screwdrivers. A tailor to take you to a fine place, either
yeah.
a dress or a suit, because when they take Eddie Murphy off the street, they give him the whole fucking spiel treatment where they're like, "Here's your suit, and here's here's your servants and here's all your money. The
I
nature.
need to rewatch. It's been a while. Like I've seen Trading Places many times. I
I think Trading Spaces is a show on TLC.
Trading Places
Yeah.
is a show on TLC with Paige, the beautiful Paige,
Yeah.
hosting.
What else did I have? I had a pocket full of pills and a quart of whiskey, right? Because like when they find Lewis Winthorpe, he's just like he's pulling out fucking drugs in one hand and hasn't shaved. Like just the full on rags to riches.
Right.
You get a bit of you get a fucking $3,000 suit, but you can also be a fucking bum in jail. A New York Stock Exchange Christmas ornament too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wanted one of those, right? Because I played big into the whole. They tried to fucking fix the market, and I mean it's inherently Christmas. He dresses up as Santa. It's taking place at Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Jamie Lee rescues Aykroyd for
Right.
the Christmas days. It centers around giving and kindness because it's really about greed, but at the end, giving and being charitable wins because they bankrupt those fuckers and then they split the money and it's a good time. And it's planes, trains, and automobiles, Trading Places, right? Like that Jonathan Landis, John Hughes run of films, and it's not too Christmas. Like I very much enjoy A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Alistair Sim, right? I enjoy the Ten Commandments even.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of that stuff is big and operatic and dramatic and
But not super Christmas.
But not super Christmas. And I don't like but again, Christmas Vacation, like super Christmas, but like tropes and awkward moments and jokes about being with family you don't want and money you're not getting, like real life scenarios, just like anything else Lampoon does. They just lampoon it up. I guess that's why they lampoon it. But yeah, like I like my dose of Christmas. Just I don't want to walk into Walmart when I'm watching a movie. Is I guess what I'm saying. Scrooged, another one, right? Like those kinds of those kinds of things. But definitely for an advent calendar. What else? Did I have anything else? Commodities, dollar bill, pocket full of drugs. Oh, life size cutouts of both of them.
Just you like fold it out.
Yeah. And like you just
shake it,
like kind
one
of like the
those
Joker
pop-up
behind
tents.
Ian, right?
Yeah.
Like just like
Yeah.
because like the two, right? Like Eddie Murphy and like they'll have the voice box in the back. I've just realized that. So you walk by them and they'll voice activate and say lines in the movie.
I wonder how big advent calendars you can get. Like I'm sure you get giant
like a
ones.
life-size advent calendar.
Like, just massive boxes.
Dude, if you have enough money, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You can
Just pay someone to make me an advent calendar that's like just them delivering gifts to my house.
find
Every
the
day.
find
It's like the 12 days of Christmas.
Just Amazon shopping. Just having things like scheduled to come certain days.
find the best FX creator in Hollywood and the best chef. Put them in a room and you'll get a giant advent calendar. Or something. I don't whatever. But yeah. So yeah. That's my advent calendar.
I love it. Okay, so I also have two because I did a Christmas one and a non-Christmas one. So my Christmas one is based on the best Christmas movie ever made, which is not to be confused with my favorite Christmas movie, but it's way up there. And the best Christmas movie ever made is A Muppet's Christmas Carol. 100% absolutely flawless movie.
I'm Michael Caine.
Absolutely flawless movie. So yeah, so
many people say that.
it's
fun.
Absolutely perfect. And like Michael Caine is a genius, like all the time. But
play with Muppets.
But he's Muppets and he's like playing it straight AF. Like he is taking it 100% seriously. This is the most dramatic, like serious action, like acting of
actor.
Of Ebenezer Scrooge. Like they're like he's going to do a whole bunch of Muppets, but Ebenezer Scrooge is a very serious character, and he's like, yeah, 100%. It's a very serious movie. So well done.
Well, and that playing the serious man off the Muppets makes it even funnier.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then like they're all singing their song about what he's like, and they're like, if he became a flavor, you can bet he would be sour. And like, you know, just,
the little
fruits and vegetables.
Is it Gonzo?
Okay, so what?
Gonzo's the narrator.
Yeah.
He's Charles Dickens, and then Rizzo the rat is there just like as his
Tiny Tim.
It's like as his friend.
Right,
He's just
that's
like,
what is his friend.
He's like, I'm here to tell the story, and Rizzo's like, and I'm here for the food. And but yeah, there's
how good that movie. I've seen it.
So
it's been
good.
so
what's
long.
in your calendar? Do we all get a
So
Muppet?
It's literally just Muppets every day.
It's just
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
perfect.
That's
yeah.
simple.
Every single day you
That's
get
all
another.
I want. That'd be fucking great.
You know, probably like you get the Swedish chef who's like, hey, and then like all the little singing things were like,
The cranberry sauce and the turkey
yeah,
and the brisket and the
exactly.
gravy.
And you get like Beaker and everything is like,
God bless everyone.
yeah.
Where's Bears in Politics? Fozzie. Where's
Oh,
Fozzie?
Fozzie Bear. It's the first employer that Ebenezer has when he graduates.
That's
so he goes
right.
to Fozzie Works,
Yeah.
and and he's just always like hosting the big parties. That's where he meets the love of his life, right? Like and like the very sad stuff that happens later. But yeah, so that's my Christmas one, and then
You get a Muppet. You get a Muppet.
Muppets for everyone. My non-Christmas one is Spinal Tap. And so the advent calendar is Spinal Tap.
Does
So,
it just
like,
go to 11?
basically, well, no, on the 11th of December, you get
an
like
amp.
a little amp. Yeah, like it goes up to 11. Every Sunday, you get a replacement drummer. You get like a little marquee that you can change the like stuff out, but it's permanently got puppet show at the top. So like whatever you're having, like, you have to put it underneath, so you never get top billing.
Does it say live from Cleveland everywhere?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You get little 18-inch replicas of Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, lots of good stuff.
That's such a fucking deep cut.
Yeah, it's
Like this is
Yeah.
Spinal Tap. Oh my god. And like so many people, including myself. I was like, that's a real band, right? No.
No.
oh yeah,
No, those are actors.
Yeah.
And that's called a mockumentary
Yeah.
for your genre there, big boy. Those are such good picks. All right. If I was to buy one of your advent calendars for a friend, I would definitely
Muppets.
buy the Muppets.
Everyone
I think the
buy the
Muppets
Muppets.
fucking
I feel
win.
like
Yeah.
That's a
like a
people
real
pleaser, right? That is a people pleaser of an advent calendar from the best Christmas movie ever. Like everybody,
Look right next to you. You see what?
Yeah,
Like, I
look.
mean, and that's from a lady in Steinbach.
everybody turn. Not yet, but when this podcast is over, turn it off and go watch A Muppet Christmas Carol. You will thank me. It is excellent.
Yeah, it plays. It tracks. It's on Disney, right?
It is.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I saw it
yeah, I
the
feel
other
like they're
day.
all.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the docket for today. There's some trending topics. We're trying to play with trending topics because we like to trend, because that's how you know about us. So some stuff that happened this week, and it's been happening over the course of a few weeks, ever since Avatar was announced to be released. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just giving this air because it's happening. I could give a fuck. I'm going on the record. Probably won't see it. Probably won't see it at all. Like,
Really?
I'm serious.
I won't either.
I'll go see it.
And
You
it's
gotta
not
go
out of
see
spite.
it.
It's not out of spite. The first one I did out of spite because I didn't want to be one of the billion people who saw it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck you, James Cameron. I'm not just seeing it.
I'm not
'cause-
excited by it. I'm just gonna go
Well,
see it.
Okay, but shouldn't we, like, we're always excited about what we see, right? And I know you're always going to go see it, but for a movie of that expense, okay, we should all be really fucking excited to go see something that's supposed to make $2 billion to make money.
What if it's amazing?
It's not going to be amazing. It's like I will go on the record, if I haven't said this before, I'll admit to it now. The original Avatar is the only movie I have ever fallen asleep in the theater.
Oh, it's not
during.
good.
Like
I don't like it.
I went to see it.
It's
I was
fine.
like,
Jake Sully, may you fall asleep?
it was the middle of the day. Like it wasn't even like I was tired. It was just I was so bored that I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a sec, and it was.
No, I rewatched it on a plane recently because I was like, I feel like I need to rewatch this before I go see the new
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, one, this isn't as bad as I remember it. It's fine. It's just like a very fine movie. There are aspects of it. I'm like, there's some good action scenes and stuff, but yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's fucking dumb.
I don't like it. I'm not excited by the trailers. I don't care about this movie. Will I go see it just to be like, is this anything?
Oh, I'm not letting FOMO win.
Oh, FOMO's gonna win.
No.
No. It's
You
just
can all come here and talk about it all you want. I am not stepping in a theater to see that.
But what if I come out and say like it's legitimately good?
There is nothing good about this story, and I'll tell you why. Because the first story we've heard a million times. Man
it's
comes
just
to
Fern
planet.
Gully.
It's-
Fern Gully.
Yeah, man comes to planet, takes planet's resources, doesn't understand why,
Fucks the lady.
fucks a lady somehow to get him. Maybe whatever. Man fucking ruins everything is my point. We've seen this fucking story before.
I've never heard of this story.
Ian, if you come back and tell me that
Inconvenient
it's,
truth. Watch it.
if you come back and tell me that it's legitimately good, I will A, eat a hat of your choosing, and B, I'll go see it.
I have many hats. Kidding.
I'll go see it. I won't eat a hat, but I'll go see it.
But I can't imagine.
If you truthfully like, you wanna fall on that sword on that hill.
Right, you can't fuck with me just because you want me to eat a hat.
No, it's funny though.
yeah.
It's funny.
Or
I'm
like get me to
laughing
the
'cause
theater.
My doctor, when I ripped my pec muscle, when I went to the doctor, he was like, "It's most likely a pec rip, like you ripped your pec, but it could be something else. We'll have to get you an MRI, but like." It's probably a pec. I'll eat my shoe if it's not. And then I looked at him and I was like, you can't say that. I'm going to make you do it.
I'm going to come in here with a size 12
Like, you
K
better
Swiss.
fucking believe I'm going to make you do it.
How do you want your Nike with
Yeah.
with mustard or relish?
Of course he was right. And I was like, damn it.
Just like I will be about Avatar 2.
Probably, but you know what? Can you imagine?
I can't imagine. And here's the point of why I
No.
brought this up. Grumpy fucking James Cameron. Old guard, right? Old guard, new ways of filmmaking. Don't yell at your fucking crew. Old ways of filmmaking. Make everybody feel like a piece of shit and be a grumpy old prick.
Dude made Terminator 2.
I know he did. I'm not.
It's funny.
a good
I'm
movie.
not even here to defend this movie. I'm
Here's
just
my
doing
problem.
It to be indifferent.
I love old James Cameron.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're falling. Okay, first of all, you're opening your mouth and you haven't been around for a while.
Dude made Piranha 3
Did he?
or 2.
Okay.
You
Whatever.
need what?
Piranha 2.
Piranha.
Like three
Not-
double
No,
D?
not 3 double D.
I think it was either 3 or 2.
I think that was Eli Roth that did 3
Because
double
that
D.
was a fun movie.
That was a
That
very,
was a
fun,
very
movie.
fun movie.
I enjoyed that movie thoroughly.
I just tried to explain that to my kids the other day. and
Do
they
you
were like,
know? Side note: do you know that the song that Richard Dreyfuss is whistling in the opening credits or the opening sequence is the same song he whistles in Jaws?
No way. That's funny.
It's
That's
a true
funny.
story.
Love it.
And also, velociraptors in Jurassic Park were turtles having sex, sped up and deepened to create the velociraptor roar.
Oh, interesting.
Food for thought.
Just leave them alone while they have sex, guys. Why do
Okay.
you have to record that shit?
Because
weirdos?
it's fucking funny. Back to
Piranha 2.
James Cameron. Okay. So he's got a illustrious career. Abyss, Alien, Terminator.
Yeah, Alien's
Huge
good.
fucking hit maker. Great filmmaker. Titanic.
True Lies.
True Lies. Yeah, well, Titanic, I mean,
Titanic.
I came to Titanic.
Yeah, I
late.
came to Titanic.
More than once.
I was fucking 11 and I loved it.
Pay me like one of your rich girls.
I
So
was 11 and I loved it.
it was in the theater with my parents.
It was. No kidding.
Titanic, yeah, successful, groundbreaking cinema.
I know what I'm
Okay,
going to do this weekend.
but don't come out from not having a hit since Avatar. Okay, Avatar.
Just pulling up his IMDb. as
Sure,
we
yeah.
talk.
What? Okay, I'm sure he's had production credits, but we're talking about director here. Okay, all things fall on his shoulders. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want to keep talking until I know I'm right.
Just seeing what came before Avatar. It's just a bunch of.
But after Avatar, there's been nothing, right?
No. Yeah, it's been nothing.
Okay, all right.
He's been planning Avatar 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Okay. So, don't come out swinging, calling out streaming services for not being as imaginative as your brain, because you dreamed up Avatar, so you can dream up something better than anybody on any streaming service can do. That's rude, right? Second, okay, don't call out superhero movies right now. We're going to get into that in a second. But don't call it superhero movies, because you know why? That's what people are going to see. That is what's preoccupying the market right now. It's not fair, but it's true. Now, if you want to have that market shift from superhero to underwater world of things where I stick in my head so I can communicate with them, you need that audience. That's the audience that's going to walk into Avatar because it's big, expensive, and tentpole.
How can I? I don't know
Yes,
if you guys
I'm
pay
done.
attention. I don't know if you guys pay attention to box office stuff, but
I do.
how much do you think the new one will make in the opening weekend?
$100 billion.
Okay, Wakanda Forever pulled in
50?
54, I
Something
think.
like that, yeah.
Which if you project that out 45 days, you'll do half that the second weekend, which it did. It lost its second weekend
but let's
spot.
just play like opening weekend for
rough
Avatar.
guess,
Yeah.
like
if Wakanda did 50,
31.
wow, that low. Okay,
Yeah.
I think 85.
I think
What?
I think like 70.
Are people like
I think they're.
Okay,
I think.
call and
I
leave.
don't.
I'm looking at you directly in the camera here, listeners. Call and leave us a voicemail and tell us why you're going to go see this movie on opening weekend. Because this to me feels like Nickelback fans. I know that they're out there because people see their concerts and they buy their albums, but nobody admits to it. So like, I want to know who is spending the money on opening
It's
weekend
like Trump
to go.
voters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Tell me. Come clean and tell me now.
And I'm not saying like
Link in bio.
again. I'm not a
bio.
fan. I'm like, but I probably will go see it for the sake of seeing it. And I think there is a group of people that are like that, or just like fuck it. This is going to be a big movie because everyone's kind of talking about it.
I know that his nut is based on back end.
Yeah,
Because he's still making those deals. He can still make those deals.
of course.
I don't want to go see it because I don't want his back end increased because he's treating people. He's acting like a grumpy old asshole.
He's Michael Bay. Michael Bay's a piece of shit too.
I know, I'm just saying, man.
Michael Bay has more explosions.
It's-
which
That's true.
It's like he's already shitting on it, so that if it doesn't do well, he can blame whatever his reasons are, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, no one's going to the theater anymore because it's just fucking superhero movies, and it's like I need to bring them. And it's like, no. The superhero movie fans are your bread and butter right
But
now,
in
buddy.
this one, he has a baby. He's a little baby.
So we are going to
Need a
find
baby.
out how he can go into a suit and impregnate an alien.
I don't know.
Are we just gonna skip past that?
I don't know how babies are made. Period.
I have a book for that, actually. I just bought it for my kid.
The Bernstein Bears go to the
Turns
hospital.
out she already knew. So I can lend it to you if you want. It's called Sex is a Funny Word.
Wow.
I think what it looks like
Yeah.
and what he's done for the film is fucking monumental.
Yeah.
It pushed filmmaking forward. It made CGI a lot better.
It made every film come out as 3D for the next like 3 years.
Right?
Yeah, I was constantly dizzy after that.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see a regular
I hate,
flat movie.
Yeah, I
My
hate
parents
when
bought a
everything-
3D TV.
Oh my god, no!
We have one.
Ugh,
Yeah.
goddamn glasses.
I know. So yeah, that's my. So Emily, so you're fuck it. Ian's gonna go see it because he's like spectacle, check a box. I will only go. I will. What do you have to do, Ian, to get me and Emily to go?
Yeah, I trust you, Ian. If you come back and you tell me, Emily, it is a good movie, it is legitimately enjoyable,
Okay.
and you will not fall asleep in this one, then
I
I'll
will
go watch
say
it.
and yeah, I will be honest with.
Or
my
should we
review.
all go see it together?
No,
I would. I
I'm
mean,
kidding. I'm
Pin in
kidding.
that for now. We'll figure this
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
figure out a way to do this.
Yeah, you know, hey,
Because if we all see it together,
guarantee-
then I can tell you to your face in this room on record that
I believe Avatar will be better than Don't Worry, Darling.
I haven't seen that.
There you go.
I'm gonna watch Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
because
that
it's
one.
a
Terrible.
movie.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's a real movie.
Is it terrible?
Terrible. Florence Pugh is great in it, but
Real
terrible.
She is
movie. All right. So that's our take on that. Second take. Marvel. Actually, not Marvel. Superhero fatigue. Is it real? Is it real in your life, Emily? Are you fatigued by superhero movies? Is this a problem? Do you find yourself
Okay.
breaking out in hives watching Iron Man?
You know what is a problem? I'll tell you, is that I have never understood the idea of too much of a good thing. And that is a problem in many ways in my life. But in superhero movies, it's not a problem.
Too
Just
much of a
like,
good thing exists right here on my person.
there is no such thing as too much of a good thing, in my opinion. That means I will never get tired of Star Wars content. I will never get tired of reboots of my favorite shows. I will never get tired of rewatching.
You watched Fuller House?
No, I did not. But I also like that. That's a little different. I will never get tired of things that I enjoy that feel familiar and that I really, really like and that hit all those pleasure centers in my brain. So
We're talking about movies and shows still?
it's anything.
Okay.
It's anything and
I'm
everything.
sorry.
This is why I can't have a wine advent calendar
And cheese.
and cheese. But seriously, just
Small room.
yeah, you're welcome. But I don't have superhero movie fatigue. I don't have Marvel fatigue, and I will continue to watch and love every single superhero movie that comes out, even if it's bad, because I know what's going to happen. I know the format. My brain knows what to expect. And it's like reading the back cover of a book before you read it. Like there's no anxiety. There's no unknown. And that's not what I'm not going into those kind of movies to be like, wow, what a crazy twist. Like I want predictability.
You know you're not going to get a crazy twist.
I want predictability. I want
Cap
like,
on your left was pretty crazy. but-
yeah, no, predictability and excitement and entertainment. And no, I'm not fatigued.
Okay. I have a question for us after. We'll go around the room first and do this. Ian, are you?
I am fatigued by Star Wars. I am slightly fatigued of Marvel, but I will still see everything. It's only because like Wakanda Forever, I came out and I was like, that was good. I don't think I'm as hyped by it because I've seen too many of these goddamn things, and I'm like, I know the formula.
That
so
one
much.
moved the plot for the entire universe
It kind
along
of did, but then
a
there's
lot
certain
more
things
than.
that
Yeah,
I
oh
was
yeah,
also like,
yeah.
you know, like but I did enjoy it. But
So did I. Yeah.
But then I think back to Phase 4, and I'm like, oh my god, it was more duds than positives. So
Well, okay. Somebody pointed this out on Twitter. I caught this on TikTok. They talked about it on Fat Man Beyond. They even did a TikTok of the guy who came up with it, and he had a really good point. He was like, this phase was about the changing of the guard.
It was.
It wasn't about.
It's book 6 of Harry Potter.
Yeah, right.
It's a filler.
But where in this world we've
Yeah.
got thousands
Yes.
of books to play on. So at what point do you show some exposition and some other than the stones, other than the big six, like the big things
Like
we all
we
show
know
up for.
Shang-Chi's rings are going to be about something.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But we needed to see Shang-Chi earn them.
Yeah.
We needed to see
We need the giant space monsters
become
of
Black
Eternals.
Panther. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We needed all those things. So and except they didn't hand anything over. Well, actually what's her face handed it over to them. Yeah.
We needed the third eye of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I still want to know where all these hands are on the planet that they haven't run into in the universe yet. Like you'd think at this point.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
It's a much, but I think I'm hoping Ant-Man will streamline it. I think that's like part of Phase 5 now.
Kang will streamline so much.
Kang will streamline because
Kang goes back to like Kang is the oldest.
Yeah,
he's the oldest one. Okay, so
Mr. Burns. He's old.
I'm not fatigued from the universe.
Right.
I love
Sorry,
that shit.
MCU or the universe itself?
MCU. The universe.
The
is
universe
driving
has
me
not.
down.
The universe has not failed to entertain me yet.
I feel like that fucking just that hammer that keeps falling, like Chinese water torture is
Right.
the universe
Yeah.
right now.
Wow, that's dark.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's just
goodness.
you on a keyboard hitting M.
And that's on daily medicated ideas. Like I'm medicated thinking that. Imagine what happens when I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm not fatigued by, and this will bring up my question. I'm not fatigued by the movies themselves. I love them, and I love them for everything that Emily said. I know what I'm getting. I love the fact that it's this inside club, right? That for anybody to walk into a Marvel movie now would be like, huh?
Yeah. There's people diss formulaic movies, but they're formulaic for a reason.
Yeah. I've been watching like
And-
rom-coms lately, and I love it.
I love it. And you know what? Sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No,
but,
no.
but we watched a couple movies, we being Dan and I, watched a couple movies this past week that weren't Marvel movies. And actually, Dan said, he's like, it's so crazy watching a movie that's not a Marvel movie and being like, I had no idea what was going to happen there. So, like, by virtue of these movies being formulaic, they make other movies
Better.
better.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
why
Sure.
I said positive about the menu.
Yeah.
Here's my question. There's no room for better right now.
You're right.
Is that a problem?
I don't think that's true because, I mean, I watched, what did we watch? We watched Amsterdam, which was really, really fun.
Oh
And
my
we
god,
watched,
bad movie.
no, it's
Hey,
fun. Super fun.
listen. David O. Russell puts people together. Ends up being a silly, weird, fun
It
time.
was weird, silly, weird, and fun. Yeah, and
That
Barbarian.
was not supposed to be like every other David O. Russell
No.
film.
And Barbarian,
I won't
which
touch it.
Barbarian, which
Barbarian's
was amazing.
Yeah.
And so we but both of those, I think I was comparing them contextually to the movies that we watch all the time, which is Marvel Universe and things like that. And they were so different, which was very, very enjoyable. And so there is space for them. Maybe they're not blockbusters.
I'm speaking like this is from the guy who fans out, the guy who loves how the sausage is made, and then the guy who's interested in the business, right? Like as I've done this, just me personally, my brain has been like, okay, I think I know enough about favorite moments and screens and all that stuff because I've been watching movies forever. But how does the business work? How does it get greenlit? Like all those things, I've been like, okay, like 10,000 hours. I got all this time, right? So I'm looking at it from a studio perspective where Barbarians maybe 7 million. But made a fuck ton.
It made
Yeah.
made a decent amount.
Now, the reason they greenlit it was because it cost $7 million.
Right.
Right.
There is no
Marketing behind it.
There's no
very
very
little marketing.
right. All us
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, it's word of mouth.
You're welcome, Barbarian.
So when a
Same
young
with
and
Smile, by the way.
really
Smile is
Yeah,
making-
Smile- yeah, Smile killed it too.
Smile is still in theaters.
like 170 million
Fucking
after its first
insane
week.
money,
yeah,
yeah.
And that's why Blumhouse and James Wan are combining forces to
Yep.
make a super production house of horror, because it's just cheap and
Yep.
fucking fast and
And
very
I
profitable.
like how people are coming back around to like weird horror right now. Like,
Yeah.
that makes me really
Horror
happy. 'cause
plus is what
I've
I think they call it.
always loved weird horror, and so it's nice that it's
And
coming.
I got a
over
Shudder
mainstream.
subscription for a month.
I'm getting one too.
It's great.
I've been
Yeah, no, I'm going to get one.
I've been using my friend's Shudder subscription for years.
That's okay.
Shout out.
Nobody
to my
important
Shout
listens
out
to
to
the show.
Shudder.
The only people important are the listener. The bad people, they don't listen to the show.
Yeah.
The good people do. But my concern is for the $120 million budget for the up and coming filmmaker that has an original story. There's no room for them. There's no room for Ian if Ian ever got.
That's
far
an
enough.
issue.
Yeah.
But like again, but I'm also, hopefully.
I mean, it will. It's a turn, right? It's just.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how Netflix tried to do Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter Rising.
Jupiter
Jupiter
Ascending,
Rising.
And
Yeah.
Amazon's doing Invincible and The Boys, right? Like superhero-dom in and of itself is the question. Not so much the Marvel universe,
Right.
but just the trope, the idea,
Yeah.
The idea of super people. I don't even. So I think even for me, like now that I'm thinking about what I'm watching alternatively, like even when I'm not watching Marvel, I go back to like kind of Marvel. Like I'm watching second season of Jessica Jones right now, and like I don't even think
Jeez.
of.
Oh, you're
I don't
Marvel
e-
adjacent.
I don't even think of that as superheroes, but it still is superheroes. And so you're right. It's so pervasive.
So
Yeah,
funny,
and so like you can't get in front of Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers is listening to the algorithm.
right.
Because they've got to stay profitable because they're publicly traded. So from a business standpoint, there is the reason it's so much everywhere is because it's what we all want, and we all want it because it doesn't challenge us. It's fun to watch. For all the reasons we love it, it's all the reasons that we watch it, which is all the reasons why they make it, which is why they don't make anything else.
My dad has a saying for moments like this where I explain something to him, and then he looks around and he goes, "Society in decay." And so shout out to Ken Clark, my dad, for this. This is a society in decay moment, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, for the modern filmmaker, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Barbarian, X, Smile,
Pearl.
right? Like that kind of stuff you can do on the cheap, but imagine if that got a $120 million budget.
I don't think it would have been better, honestly.
Well, but at the same time, like we're in award season, and a lot of these like Moonlight was a movie that was made for $7 million.
Yeah,
And it won
it was
Best
a-
Picture.
yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
Almost
so-
didn't.
almost didn't, but I think there is like space for that. It's just word of mouth, good, good movies do well sometimes. Good movies
Yeah,
also do
Coda,
bad sometimes.
Right? You
Coda's a bad movie.
That's my point. Is that you
Bad
said
fucking
that.
movie.
But
And I-
it's tough because, like, we're talking about, it doesn't challenge us and everything like that. But I think that it's just because life is challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be challenged by entertainment. We want to be entertained by it.
Yeah, and that's what a Marvel movie does, right? It takes you to this Greek mythical world of characters. Like there are Greek heroes. Superheroes
yeah.
are our
Yeah.
versions of Zeus and the Titans, right? Like that's what we have. It's off the page onto the screen. But I would like to see a balance, I guess. Like I still want what I want, and it's still going to come, and there's
There-
all the time in the world.
There was that point during like phase 1 where it felt like we were getting like a superhero movie like 3 times a year, which felt like the right amount.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
And now it just feels like between the Disney
The
Plus
shows and
the
everything, yeah.
shows and the it is homework to keep up, and it's a little bit much. Which is why I dropped out of Star Wars. So I was like, I don't
something
care.
had to give.
Yeah, that one. I was
Watch
like,
Andor
fuck it.
though. When you
I'm
go
on
back,
the
watch.
third
it.
I
episode.
can't get into
I'm on
Andor.
the 3rd episode, and I kind of feel like giving up. And everyone
Oh,
keeps saying, like,
it's
keep
so
going.
slow.
Guys, it's a heist movie. It's a terrorist
so
show. It's a
Oh, I
heist
can't
show.
get into it. It's driving me
So
crazy.
slow.
And
Okay.
that
But
feels
I
like
love
homework.
Michael Clayton, and it's the same like writer director of Michael Clayton. And I
you just
love
like
Michael
okay,
Clayton.
so let me help you. As many seasons as they do, they will cover the 5 years before she steals the Death Star plans. That's what this show will cover: is 5 years of building the rebellion.
But I know what happens.
I
Can
know you
I,
don't-
can
but-
I
but-
like, is there an episode where things start to speed up? Like, can
Yeah,
I
like,
read,
that's
can
what
I
I was
read the
told too.
synopsis
Okay, so
up to
what's-
I
like,
was
what
told,
you've been-
I was
Episode
told
4 or
I was
5 or
told like
something?
it gets better because I'm on episode 3, and I was told by episode 5 it gets better.
okay, so maybe
You guys are also comparing it against these quick 7-episode seasons of Star Wars.
I'm
we've been
tired,
getting. I know you
Michael.
are.
Yeah.
I get it. This
I
isn't
wanna be
Mando. This isn't Boba.
entertain me.
Yeah.
This isn't Annie. This isn't Obi. This is Annie Obi.
What it needs is superheroes.
I want, give me superhero. Entertain me.
It's long. It's 12 episodes. So
Ugh.
the shortness
I'm
that you've
old
been
and tired.
you've
I'm
been
tired and
conditioned
old.
though. You've been conditioned for
Word.
these shorter seasons.
Yep.
what's happening in this is you are literally a part of this thriller heist chase movie. It's like Gone in 60 Seconds meets sci-fi. Like
This is
okay.
more interesting than the show. Can you act it out for me?
He did this to me with Game of Thrones because he remembered like everything. Like
yeah.
he remembers Lord of the Rings. Stuff.
I'm already way more entertained by you than I have been by the first
he
few
knows
seasons
all
of Andor.
the character names.
The plot is a group of inner working politicians and fighters and rebellion leaders form a group, and they're missing one guy. So they bring on Cassian to fit into the group.
His
That
last
group,
name's Andor.
you need
Cassian
money to
Andor.
start a rebellion, right?
Right.
They're going to steal one quarterly payment of the Empire's money from a battle station on a planet to start the rebellion, to start to buy ships, to start to buy battle stations, to take on the Empire.
that's
You were
pretty
watching a
cool.
grassroots attempt at him traveling through, building a team of rebels to then get to the point where you're in New Hope and they're all sitting in that room and they're all like ready to jump on their fighter, like on their TIE
I
fighters.
think I'm going to jump in partway.
Like
Okay.
it really is. It's slow. It's methodical. It's good. There's no aliens. It's all humans. It's Star Wars politics.
That's what gets me is like I was watching it and I'm like I want more pew pew.
Yeah.
I need more space.
You won't
I
get
need a
it.
lightsaber.
I
You
know.
won't get it. You're getting everything that built what.
I don't want to
all
see
of
how
the-
they paid to blow things up. I just want to see them blow it up.
Yeah.
But you remember how great it was when you saw Darth Vader just chop up a bunch of fucking people in that room
Yes, that
just
was
before
amazing.
the end in
no
Rogue
one
One.
remembers that.
In Rogue One, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is all this is the blood beneath the railroad. This is the blood, sweat, and tears that caused everything that you love about Star Wars.
Okay, Michael, I'm going to watch it.
Here's a fun fact I learned.
I took a
about
break from it just to watch other stuff, but I know what's going on, and I
here's the
fucking
thing,
love
though.
it.
It's been like a thing, like when I'm like, I got nothing to watch, I turn that on. So it's like that's why it's been
Yeah.
very slow. I think I'm at the point where he's about to be joined by this group. The fun Star Wars fact I learned today or yesterday, in Clockwork Orange, rewatching Kubrick.
Right. So motor show.
Do you guys remember Clockwork Orange?
Yes.
Yes.
The very end where he goes back to the writer's house and the writer
Wants
has
to- yeah.
no longer a wife, but he has this like
Seeks
body-
forgive. Yeah.
He has this bodybuilder who's like kind of protecting him. That bodybuilder is Darth Vader's body. Like that's Darth
No way.
Vader. That's but he
The guy in like the little trunks who's lifting weights.
that's Darth Vader. That's the guy in the Darth Vader suit.
That's
amazing.
crazy.
So when you when they have footage of like before James Earl Jones and he was saying all the lines, that's him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Fun
My God.
fact.
The more
So
you know.
Kubrick to Star
6
Wars.
degrees of Star
6
Wars.
I know you were saying,
With Stanley
Ian, that
Kubrick.
you're reading a lot lately.
Yeah.
If you haven't read A Clockwork Orange,
I was actually I put that on my list.
Yeah, I can't suggest it enough. It's
Well, that's,
so painful. I know
Yeah.
this isn't a book.
No,
podcast,
that's fine.
But,
No, we can books.
but
Or
it
what make
is-
movies.
It's a horrifying book, and absolutely
yeah.
same with The Shining.
It's
They're
I
both-
read The Shining.
They're
yeah.
absolute, but like The Clockwork Orange is the most fucked up thing I've ever read in my whole
That
life.
threesome
It's-
is not a threesome.
It's not. It's,
Yeah, I know. He
and
he
it's
drugs her or something.
no.
or-
It's
yeah.
children.
It's children.
Oh yeah, I knew
It's
that.
children
too,
and
yeah.
it's rape.
Well,
It's
he's
children
also,
and it's
he's
drugs
15
and it's
in
rape.
it too, I think.
Yeah,
as
the
opposed
whole.
to 18
It's
in
the
book.
most.
the
It's
movie.
the most disturbing thing I've ever read.
Yeah.
I will totally attest to that. And also, he invented that language that he used in the book.
Yeah, it's like
There's-
Russian propaganda slang, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely worth a read.
Yeah,
but
it's on. It's gonna happen.
but it's not a happy read.
That's fine. Reading doesn't give me pleasure.
Speaking of reading, it's time to go. I don't know what those two things have in common.
It's time for me to go read
yes,
bedtime
yes,
stories.
that's what's reading. Yeah, I
To
knew.
my
Yeah,
kids.
because we got to get.
We got to go read some
yeah.
Harry Potter.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. There's another one in the can. Welcome to the Real Debaters in the can. No, it's not a part of the show. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. Like we've said throughout this podcast, this broadcast, this show, leave a voicemail if you have an opinion on any of these things. They will get played on the show.
I honestly, call me, tell me
Yeah.
why you're going to go see. This message is for Emily. This is why I'm going to go see Avatar on opening weekend.
Hey, Emily.
Dak Shepard has his armchairs. I want my debaters. We want some mass debaters. No, that's weird. Don't answer that call. But yeah, no, if you're a fan and you have an opinion and you want to talk about something or you want to put something on the show, we'll block off a whole fucking segment of like Susie said, Johnny said, and then we'll talk about it. Like,
Only
we'll make
Susie
time
Jones.
for it. We're just coming up with shit that we hope you guys like. If you want to say something about the show on that voicemail, you can do that too. Like, Michael, you talk too much. I'll listen to that. I will genuinely respond to that. Just don't be a dick when you say it.
I won't. If you tell me I talk too much, I don't take that feedback.
You can say, Michael, you talk long. Talk less. Okay. If you said, Michael, you bald fuck, you talk too long, I would be upset.
You talk long.
You talk long.
Talk long. 7.2 inches long.
It's too long.
It's basically 8.
So yeah, that's a review line, that's a request line, that's a comment line, it's whatever you want. And you can do it from your smartphone. Just press record on your smartphone and then just talk in your microphone. And then press send, and I'll get an email, and then we'll play it on the show. Subscribe to the show if this is your first time and you liked it. Listen to the end credit trailer that tells you all about how to join the Debaterverse. We've got a new and updated edit coming for that soon, which includes like Ian and Diamond and the stuff they do on TikTok together. And the shit that Ian will eventually tell you about later on the show when he finally gets that done. And then, like, the stand-up that Jimmy does and Martin does in Vancouver, and String Bean Comics that Mark is a part of, and Dodgeball for Emily. Like, it's the Debaterverse. So, like, if you want to go see Emily play Dodgeball, just don't be a weird person.
Nah, you can be weird.
Okay,
Dodgeball,
that's
Dodgeball
fine.
loves weird people.
Well, the point is that end credit trailer will have a lot of updated stuff shortly. Right now, it just tells you how to support the show because we're self-supported. So if you feel like throwing some pocket change at us or some dumb shit like that, it's all in the end credits. We're horrible at promotion, but we'll promote your product if you want to support the show. I have nothing else, so I have been Lewis Winthorpe III. Ian, who have you been?
Ian the Third.
Emily, were you
I
playing
panicked.
anybody?
Emily Clark Griswold.
There we. Oh, that plays so well. Fuck, you want to try that again, Ian? No.
Ian Christmas.
Ian, fine, fair enough.
Yes. Yes.
I keep
That
panicking.
beloved childhood character.
This is that part of the show where we stop talking. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Watch all the movies. Bye.
Bye.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.